Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, to my fourth live stream, I think, so far. How are you guys doing? Who's in the chat right now? We got Mike, the musical vegan beast. Hello, welcome. We got Jeremy. We got vegan postmortem. We got vegan power lab. Hi, Chip. I might react to one of your videos on this stream. I might. By the way, let me know if everything, the video audio is okay, just in case. Leon is here. Hello. Carrie is here, lurking. Okay, thank you for letting us know. Jesper is here. And Turning Veganese, of course. Loyal viewer. Yeah. So I wanted to start out this stream with a little update, like a little story time. Yeah, nice toque. Is toque the Canadian word? I think it's a Canadian word. Yeah. No, my hair, I haven't washed in 4 days. It's very greasy, so I didn't want to show it on camera, so I had to wear this. Also, it's very nice and warm, and it's freezing. It's like -6 degrees right now. I don't know. I was outside and it was very cold. That's basically what happened. A doggo was chasing me on my bike down the street. Aw, cute, I guess. Yeah, toque is a hat. I think it's Canadian for hat. It is way too cold right now. Like, I just don't want to go outside. But basically, last weekend, I went to England, to London, to attend a training weekend for plant-based universities. Now, I've talked about plant-based universities before on the channel, but it's very, like, it makes sense if you haven't heard about it before. Plant-based universities is this, like, grassroots organization campaigning for fully plant-based catering on university campuses, basically, and they are active at about, like, 80 universities in the UK and Europe right now. And we're starting out a campaign at 8 universities in the Netherlands that is going to be launching next month. So that is something that I'm working on behind the scenes right now. I will keep you guys updated, of course. But we had to, like, as coordinators of a team, as like we had to go to this training weekend. Well, we didn't have to, but it was free, and it would be fun. So I decided I wanted to go. So they paid for my travel there. So I took the Flixbus, which are basically these very long distance buses, international buses. And they are notoriously terrible. And I've traveled with them before. And I had like iffy experiences with them, but nothing terrible, but like not great. So I was just hoping to get through it and survive and still be able to get some sleep, because I was getting a night bus. I was getting a bus from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. basically, which would be about 12. It was originally supposed to be 12 hours of traveling, but it turned out to be like 15 because something went wrong. Many things went wrong, actually. So I was supposed to get this bus first from Utrecht to Brussels. I arrived in Brussels. The driver was like, Brussels, and he announced the location, and I was like, okay, gotta get off now, gotta get off. I got off the bus. It turns out there are several stops in Brussels, and I got off at the wrong one. So I was at the wrong side of the city. I had less than an hour to get to the north side of Brussels, and I missed my second bus. Well, it was the middle of the night in a city that I'd never been in a different country. I mean, it's Belgium, but still. So I was I was stuck there. I didn't know what to do. I looked on the internet, see if there was any like last minute buses that I could go on. And there was one last bus that was going to London from a different company. It was very expensive because it was so last minute, but I still decided to take it. It left at like 3 a.m., like 3 in the morning. I was waiting outside in the freezing cold for 2 hours to get this bus, okay? I was exhausted. I got on the bus. The bus ride from Brussels to London was fine. That was not the problem. I arrived in London, got some breakfast, finished breakfast. I got up, walked away with my suitcase from the cafe. And I realized that I did not have my backpack with me. I left my backpack in the cafe. I was gone for maybe a minute or two. I ran back into that cafe and my bag was stolen. It was stolen. It must have been someone who was already sitting there, like a customer. But it was gone. No employee had seen anything. No one was looking at the CCTV. They told me they weren't allowed to rewind the CCTV. Even the manager wasn't. So I had to file a police report. And I was crying. I didn't, yeah. Was there anything important in the bag? My laptop and my passport were in that bag. That's why I was crying. So this it's awful. I hate traveling. I hate traveling. Yeah. Fuck. Fuck. No, literally. So I filed the police report, um, described everything, told them that very specifically where I was sitting, everything like and then I decided to go to the embassy, to the Dutch embassy to see if I can get like a temporary passport. I think it's called like a laissez-passer or something where you can still like travel internationally or not like yeah, internationally without a passport temporarily because I thought I was stuck in the country. I thought I legitimately was stuck in London. Um, I know who stole it. It was Katie Hopkins. I didn't see her. Luckily, I didn't. Oh, God, I hate that woman. Anyway, so I went to the embassy. They told me that I just needed my ID card to travel back to the Netherlands. I had my ID card in my pocket still, so I was not stuck in the UK. So that is good. But still, laptop and passport and bag stolen. The police are currently investigating it. I am 99% sure I'm never going to get those things back again. It's London. Things like shit gets stolen all the time. There's criminals everywhere. I'm not going to see anything again. I'm not getting that back. So, um I just bought a new laptop. So that's what I'm streaming on right now is it's secondhand and refurbished. It was like 300 euros, but it's still a new-ish laptop. Sucks, but here we are. The rest of the training weekend was really great, really informative. I met a lot of cool people, all kinds of students leading their own campaigns and really like passionate about this subject, wanting to campaign for plant-based catering. There were also people already there from campaigns that had succeeded with negotiations with their university. Like for example, there was someone from Cambridge University that has already pledged to go entirely vegan by 2026 2026 maybe, yeah, something like that. But really interesting to learn from everyone. And someone had brought an entire bag of kazoos with them. If I tell you that I spent like 80% of that weekend playing on the kazoo, would you believe me? It's genuinely so fun. And you think, like, people think that you have to blow into a kazoo, but you have to sing into it. So if you can sing, if you can hit pitches, you can play the kazoo. It's so simple, but everyone was telling me that I have like a super talent for playing the kazoo. So that's my hidden talent, apparently. I'll have to buy one myself, but yeah. Hi, Jordan is here. Lost my debit card in Borneo. It was posted to my mom's 6 months later in Australia. You never know. Yeah, I never know. We'll never know. Katie is probably disrupting a flight under your name right now. Do you really? You think so? Oh, God. Kazoo is a type of flute. It's like a toy. It's more of a toy than an actual instrument. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to play. Maybe your hearing is pitch perfect. No, no, I don't have perfect pitch. I would know if I have perfect pitch. I have a friend who does, and I am constantly amazed. Like if I sing a note, he knows exactly which one it is on the piano. He knows like what chord songs start with, what key they're played in. Like it's genuinely impressive. I can like if I sing a song, that doesn't mean I have perfect pitch, you know? Um that story. If that was your first time in London, then it left a pretty bitter taste on you, I bet. It's my third time in London. None of my experiences in London have been good. I got the first time I went to London, we were waiting 3 hours outside in a field in front of a palace to wait for the royal family to pass by. Um, I got a sunburn. I almost passed out from the heat. So that was my first experience when I was like 14. My second experience, like 2 years ago, was the first time I traveled by myself. I went to London to the West End to see like four musicals because I love musicals, right? And if I tell, like, there's so many creepy men on the street, it's not a fun experience. Like I just didn't want to go outside. There were like these like middle-aged men trying to hit on me. Then I told them my age. I was 18 at the time. Didn't scare them away. Then I told them I had a boyfriend, which was a lie, and that scared them away. There was also this weird homeless man who walked up to me and asked me if women also fart because he didn't believe that they did. So that's another experience. Like London is just a horrible city that I don't want to spend time in. So that's kind of my rant about London. Fuck London. The rest of England is probably fine, and I've been to other places, but it's just like no. No thanks. Yeah, it's funny in retrospect, but it's not nice. It's not nice to live through. It is not. Men are creeps. Not all. Sorry, not sorry. Not all, hashtag not all men. Yeah, but like a lot of them, unfortunately. Um, yeah. But anyway, I think we can start with the video. So that was like a little rant. Oh, actually, I have another thing that I want to bring up. I should share my screen for that, actually. Share screen. I started a donation page. So this is my new coffee page. I think it's coffee or Ko-fi, but it's not. It's like Patreon, but not Patreon. Basically, it takes a lesser percentage than Patreon does, and I just like it more. I'm sorry about your experience. Thank you, Jordan, for your empathy. I really appreciate it. But I was kind of hesitant to set up this page because I don't like asking for money, but now especially because I've lost like 500 euros worth of stuff, like I need money now more than any time before. So just a casual thing, just a casual request for you to if you find my work valuable, that's the first thing, consider donating to the channel and the work that I do. I was like saving up for some video equipment, but now I'm kind of like saving up for the laptop that I just spent 300 on. I have this membership tier that's like you can donate in installments, like you can donate only once, or you can donate monthly, which is a membership. And I have a name for this membership. It's called the Protein Proficient Club. It's 5 euros. It's 5 euros per month. It has this picture from Earthling Ed saying, "Where do you get your protein from if you don't eat meat?" And then there's like all the food right there. And it's only for vegan legends. So if you're a vegan legend, this club is for you. um, I need money more than ever before. This is the most relatable thing ever spoken. I bet it is. But yeah, so that I don't have the kazoo still. They didn't let me take it. I was so sad. So that was another bad thing that happened to me. That's not comparable at all. But yeah, so that's the page. Basically, as a member, you will get access to direct messages with me. You can get early access to my videos. I'll upload it first on the membership page and then on YouTube. And some possible bonus content like behind the scenes or like live updates or something casual. I'm not going to make like extra super like produced high quality videos for the membership, but just if you want like a closer like personal connection, we can hang, you can talk to me, you'll get early access. Basically, that's what this membership is for. and it's €5 per month. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to announce. Um, I want a "Where do you get your fiber" T-shirt. Actually, I might design merch in the future. Excuse me. Who did this? Who did this? I need to know who did this. What the fuck? They're anonymous? They didn't even leave their name. I thank you so much. I'm genuinely in shock. Oh. Sorry, I don't know how to function right now. I've never gotten this amount of money, I think, from a stranger. Not from a stranger, definitely not. But what the fuck? Thank you. Why? 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 That's my second question. Why? Why? Not you. Okay, it's not Jeremy. We know that it's not Jeremy, but I would like to know who it is. Yeah, that's my face right now. That is my face right now. Oh god. Guys, he didn't even like leave a comment or like something or like do I move on? Do I say like what is one supposed to do when they receive €200 out of nowhere? I mean, thank you. I need this. I genuinely do. Hmm. Might be Leon. Might be. Might be. But we're not gonna. I guess we're not gonna name names. They wanted to be anonymous. Believe them anonymous. It's fine. Maybe we'll get a Christina face reveal. Yeah, this is not my real. This is not my real face. It's like a mask. I'm gonna pull off. Pull off the mask. It's right there. But like this is genuinely insane. This is genuinely insane. God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, many thank yous to the anonymous donor. Yeah, I'd be crying. Like I'll probably cry after the stream is over. Once it feels like half not it feels like it's barely real right now. Like I need to let it sink in before I actually cry. I think that's what's gonna happen. Jesus Christ. Or do you guys want me to cry on camera? I could. You can give me a crying request for money, and I'll do it. I guess. No, I won't. I don't. I'm not an actress. Yeah. Big ups anonymous. Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's Katie Hopkins, guys. Maybe she's finally seen the light. It's Katie Hopkins. Breathe, drink some water, you'll recover. Yeah. I'll guys, stay hydrated, drink some water. Get a water break. Gotta be Katie, yeah. I'm sure it was Ian. He has a lot of money he stole from animal agriculture. Pigs are great hackers. Ian the pig. Is it? Katie paying indulgences. Yeah, she wants to get into vegan heaven, and I'm basically like Saint Peter, right? Sort of. Alex O'Con. Oh, those were 200 hate Katie dollars. I done drunk me some of that there. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. We're gonna watch a Cliff Grant video, I guess. That's what I had lined up for right now. Or actually, Chip, I know you have an early bed. I know you have an early bedtime. So if you want me to watch your video first so you can go to bed early, let me know. Because I'll do that and then watch the Cliff Grant video after that. But yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know you. I know you. Mm-hmm. It sinks in once again. All right, let's do it. Let's watch Vegan Power Lab or Chip's new video. Check out what I just Googled. What did you just Google? What did you just Google? Oh God, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's that's insane. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Okay. I got it lined up. Give me a second. Why does this take so long? I did get a laptop with like more RAM than I had before because I need more RAM to like stream and edit and stuff. That's better. So I guess in a way it has its pros. Probably not actually because I lost a lot of money. Okay. What did you Google, Jeremy, before we start? Controversial TV personality Katie Hopkins has declared herself the new Jesus and says she wants to call her new book the Bible of Katie Hopkins. Is this real? Wait, hold on. Is this real? Because no, that's a joke. That's not real. That's The Onion. Like, speaking at the church and media conference in London, she told delegates that just as Jesus had followers, she has 600,000 people who follow what she says. No, dude. Did you? I knew she was an insane narcissist, but that's too much. That's too much. Anyway, we're gonna put this on full screen. The quality is good, I think. All right. Captions for the people who need them. Oh, why is it being weird?
And what made you go vegetarian?
All right. Okay, let's go.
If I can ask.
These guys actually choose it because they love animals.
Charlotte, why are you a vegetarian?
I don't like eating animals.
That's
So
so
I'm gonna ask you 5 would you rather questions.
Okay.
Midway, you might realize what the topic is, and maybe we can spark a little bit of a conversation about it.
Okay.
So, would you rather be a cat or a dog?
Wait, excuse me. What happened? Guys, I just got 200 and someone tipped 50. Are you kidding? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was a quick goal reached. Yeah. Well, guys, we've paid back my laptop 100%. So I've basically lost no money now. We're at like neutral. Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah, it was very cold. It is very cold outside, so I totally understand. But what? I'm gonna break. You know me. Thank you. Maybe. But thank you so much, anonymous donor. Why didn't you leave your name? Or why do people not want to be recognized for their good deeds? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, some people, like most people only do good deeds because they get complimented for it, because they get like the karma points, you know, they get the good person points. So why can't I give you your good person points? You deserve them. Thank you for supporting me. Both of you, or if it's the same person, I don't know, but let's donate to make Christina freak out. Guys, if that's worth it to you, go for it. Too many vegan legends here, definitely. Too many. But we're gonna go on with the video, guys. I'm here, we're gonna watch a video. That's what the stream is for. We're watching a video. Jesus.
How about you?
Dog.
Cat.
I would also choose to be a cat, although I like dogs more. I think cats have a better life in that sense. So
yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be able to talk to animals temporarily or temporarily take one of their enhanced senses or capabilities?
Animals.
Talk to animals.
Yeah, same.
Talk.
I can ask why?
So then you can understand what they were saying.
Oh, love it. Yeah. Because animals can talk, right? They can say things amongst themselves. So, would you rather have the intelligence of a pig or of a dog?
Dog.
Pigs are very smart.
Pig.
Yeah, would you?
Oh, the mom is like, pigs are very smart. Yeah, they are. They are. The kids, these kids are so cute. Like, I have such a love-hate relationship to kids. Like, they're so cute from a distance, but from up close, they're like little demons. You know what I mean? I've worked with kids. It's not always, it's mostly not great. There's these little moments where, like, they come up and give you like a nice hug, or they make a drawing for you. It's very sweet. Sometimes they like want to make you make you want to rip your own hair out. That's what I'm trying to say. But good. These kids are very conscious, very aware of animals and their like feelings. I feel like they are truly humble. Yeah, it does seem like it. It's great that so many people no longer assume pigs are stupid and know better. Yeah, it's becoming more of a known fact rather than a surprising one. I always say they are brutally honest, just as brutal as honest, though. Sometimes they're just mean. Sometimes they're just mean. Sorry about this. Couple, like 2 months ago, I was working at elementary school. A 4-year-old called me a fucking bitch. Like, I'm quoting directly. He called me a fucking bitch because I was trying to make him clean up the mess that he had thrown to the floor, and he called me a fucking bitch. So that's the level we're talking about. That's the brutal part, I guess. Yeah, but Carrie, you're biased. Okay, those are your kids. I'm sure I would love my own children if I had them and think they're awesome and the best thing in the world, but that's a bias. That's a bias, Carrie. The blame falls on parents, though, not the kids. I totally see that. I totally see that. And the thing is, as a teacher, you're more of a babysitter than you are a teacher. Even as a high school teacher, secondary level teacher, you're more of a babysitter than you are actually a teacher. It's more like 70% of your job is class management, is what I'm saying. And that's not what I want to be there for. Female dogs are men's best friends, though. Bitches. Okay. My kids would have corn. Yeah, I know your kids would have corn. It's corn. A big lump with knobs. It has the juice. It has the juice. Why would you make them clean it up, you fucking bitch? No, that's my bad. That is my bad for making them clean up their own mess. That makes me the bad guy, obviously.
You'd be surprised to know that pigs are actually smarter than dogs.
Actually, smart doesn't
smart
always.
people
Smart isn't
sometimes
better.
are unhappier. Dogs look pretty
But
happy.
seem pretty stoked. So
Maybe I'll take the dogs.
Okay. I guess the whole point was to choose the intelligence of them, not necessarily to be in their shoes. But yes, I get it. Okay. The next question is a bit of a harder question. So, would you rather be a well-fed farm animal whose life is cut severely, is full of?
By the way, sorry, Chip. Like, I did this Would You Rather challenge on my own in my own video that I uploaded today. Watch it if you haven't yet. But I shortened this question. Like, this is such a long question. Like, you could shorten it, especially for these kids. You could shorten it and simplify it. But that's just like my own perspective and opinion. Hi there, Kenny. How are you? Hello there. How you doing? I don't know. How are you doing? Yeah, you noticed that I shortened it. It just feels like you get the same point across, and like the person I was speaking to was already very aware. I feel like so it needed less explanation, you know. But I get why you explain it like this. It's a bit more clear, I guess.
Of exploitation and whose life is cut severely short whenever the farmer says you're no longer worthy, or a wild animal who's mostly living starving but gets to live life as much
Give me my freedom.
Yeah, free
Freedom. Yeah.
freedom.
Wild animal.
Yeah, same. I also value freedom, so I understand that. That's why, right?
Mhm. Has anyone answered this question as farm animal? Like, I feel like everyone answers wild animal because it's so obvious. Like, of course, you prefer to be free. Like, oh damn, this is Vegan Power Lab. That's great. Yeah, this is Vegan Power Lab. Wait, I need to put a link to his channel in the chat. Give me a second. Fuck. Ah. Yeah, so guys, check him out. He does great outreach. I got the idea to do a Would You Rather challenge from him. That was all his idea. I think it's a very effective format, honestly. So here, check out his channel. There you go. Okay, then we keep going.
Okay, I think you already realized what the topic is. Okay, so my final question is: if you had to be a farm animal in today's world, which one would you be? A cow for meat, a cow for dairy, a chicken, or a pig?
A horse.
A horse. A horse.
I love how she just like cuts through the status quo, like, a horse. I mean, horses are also kept for meat, so technically it's a valid answer. So, smart kid. Oh, Jeremy says he would need a lot more clarification. Farm animal life sucks, but some free wild lives are easily worse. Yeah, but that's like a level of nuance that not everyone on the street has. And we're talking from like the average person kind of thing. I was not prepared for that answer. It's like you got to riff off of people. Like it's a form of improv, I feel like. I've gotten so much more spontaneous since I do outreach and like talk to strangers like a lot. Yeah, you just see where it leads you. Tadpoles born into a crowded puddle in a drying up river. Right, freedom. Yeah.
Hi.
That's a good one. I never thought about a horse.
I never thought about it.
Is a horse considered a farm animal though? I think they are, right?
On your farm.
Fair enough.
How is it? It is a farm animal. They still farm them for meat. Like there's literally a horse butcher in my city, and I cycle past it sometimes, and it just makes me so depressed. Like it shouldn't make me extra depressed, but it does for some reason because it should already be taboo, and it's taboo for most people right now, but it still exists, and that's what makes it sad or sadder. I guess. Yeah, you found out when you got home. You didn't know that before? Interesting. Nature's overrated. You can see that attitude around ancestors, though. Yeah. But I think it's a good question. Like, would you rather be a farm animal or a wild animal? It really like leads you to what the person you're talking to actually values, and that's what you want to get to in most outreach conversations. You know, because you want to be able to argue from their perspective, like according to your own values, your own logic. This is like a logical step for you to take. Going vegan makes sense for you, but you haven't realized it yet. And you can argue from freedom, you can argue from other values like empathy, you can argue from justice. Yeah, nature is a social construct. Yeah, it is. I saw you with Koenig. Oh, you did. I heard about that. I heard that you're joining them. That'd be really cool. So I might see you in real life. Yeah, you joined them to help with social media. Oh, you heard? There we go. I'm making new activists. I'm bringing in new people into the dog meat fold because of my videos. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you. I mean, if you want to be in a video or just participate and have fun with us, like, you're welcome. Or are you just doing social media and don't want to do outreach? Because that's also a personal choice, whatever you prefer. They are a farm animal still because they live in farms to be ridden by farmers. Yeah, that's also. They're exploited in other ways than just to be eaten. It seems like there's a lot I don't know, but I can further expect that if there's an animal, then humans have probably tried to exploit them somehow. I think basically every animal. I don't think there's any animal that has not been exploited. Unless they're probably like really, really deep sea fishes that you can like, or like really, you know, like those kinds of animals that you barely even see, that people barely know exist. I guess. It's great outreach. Yeah. Yeah. Great outreach, Chip. You heard it from Leon first. We don't eat horse here in Canada as far as I know, but we do send them overseas to Japan and maybe other places for them to eat. Yep, that is true. Looking at wild turkeys right now, and they sure are awesome. I once got chased by a turkey. when I was little. I like it was for I think it was probably before Christmas. And there we went to this family farm and they had this like huge turkey. It was like the biggest bird I'd ever seen in person, like after an ostrich or something. And I went a little too close and they started chasing me. And I was so scared. I was crying. But like I don't hold a grudge against all turkeys because one turkey attacked me. You know? That's crazy. But turkeys, they are majestic beings, especially if you don't get too close to them. I mean, I've seen videos of people cuddling with turkeys and it looks really cute. I don't know if I could, but it is possible. Outreach, not yet. I've been joining cubes to get familiar with in real life outreach first. Yeah, that's fair. I do think that cubes of truth are very different forms of outreach than Koenig. Koenig is so much more like we do have a protocol, we do have sort of a script, like things like talking points that you can follow and more lore about our like dog family farm, but it's more improv than AV is. AV is very much like this is the set of things that you need to say to everyone kind of thing. And it works. For most of the time it works. Like it's all the information that people need really. But I like the more playful aspects of like Koenig, Dog Meat Outreach, and We the Free, for example. That's more my thing. And everyone does what they're best at, so that's good. Your boy has activism signs on the sides of his bike, so everybody, wait, I need to read this in the accent. Everybody, finna holla for veganism in my area. God, that sounded so white. I'm never gonna say that again. I'm sorry. Yeah, but everyone's gonna holla for veganism in your area. No, this turkey incident was not in London. It was in the Netherlands. So, yeah. Great. Awesome. Anyway, going on with the video.
Enough. Okay. Well, I came here. I want to spark conversations with people to try to show the perspective of animals. Do you consume animal products?
We're vegetarian.
You're vegetarian?
Yep.
Do you
So
know what
that's a
happens
yes.
in the dairy industry also? So you consume animal products but not meat, right?
Right.
Do you know what happens in the dairy industry?
Oh, the guy's
We
nodding.
do.
Yes. Okay, so both of the parents know, and they like the man is nodding in a way that he feels ashamed about it. So there's some guilt there already. So this must be a very easy rest of the conversation if they already know that it's wrong and they feel like they should change. That should be an easy conversation, I feel like. But that's just a prediction right now. Speaking of cubes, I'd be handing out activism stickers on my next couple of cubes. Cool. That's fun. Love that. I'm like the whitest person in history of all time. Are you? God. Oh, interesting. You pick up on nonverbal communication way more than me. That's something you really have to look for, I feel like. It makes you a more effective activist. Like because you need to like a lot of eye contact, for example, really pick up on the nonverbal body language, the way they're saying things, maybe they're omitting certain things. Like it really tells you more about their character, what they value, what they're interested in, like the angle you should approach it from. And these are all like this is all data and like subtext that you gain from any conversation. You just have to pick up on it, and it's just a process. It's just a learning process. I think he's talking too fast. Do you think Chip is talking too fast? I feel like yeah, but like right here, you were like he was like scrambling a little bit, like in the oh, so you do consume dairy? Like, do you know what happens in the dairy industry? Like, that's hopping on it a bit too quickly. It's like what I would do is pause there, and kind of confirm with them. Oh, so you don't eat meat, but you do eat other animal products. Which animal products do you consume? Why do you consume them? Or like kind of get to that question and be a bit more inquisitive, a bit more curious than wanting to spout information at them. I have that instinct too, to just like, do you know what happens in the dairy industry? Like it's horrible. Do you know what happens to the calves? Like I have that instinct, but I suppress it. I suppress it very much because the way you reach people is really with curiosity. And it's more in the way that Ed does it, that Ed Winters does it. He asks more questions than he says statements. That's what I try to do too. Um, of course, that information is still important to share, but it has its place in the conversation. Is what I think. When he says something 1,000 times, he says it slowly, like he's freshly thinking of it. That is such that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, people hate it, and I hate it when I talk to someone and what they say sounds rehearsed. Like when I come across a salesman on the street and they want to sell me something or like get me to sign something or like a petition, and they just rattle off this script that they've said to everyone. It makes me feel like I'm insignificant. It makes me feel like it makes me bored. It's just not a fun situation to be in. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to actually engage with the person, engage in the conversation, not in a monologue. And I think this format really facilitates that well, but you have to take advantage of it as much as possible. So that's like my little feedback. I haven't been an activist for any longer than Chip has. So, like, I don't mean this as like a degrading thing. Like, I'm not insulting you. It's just constructive feedback, something I've known in my own life, my own activism. Take it as you will. We are all here to support each other. That's what the activism community is for. We all support each other. That's really important. I think that is probably my biggest issue. ADHD makes me really bad at not saying what I think right away. Yeah. There's someone in Konink, James, you've probably spoken with him. He also has ADHD and autism, and he probably could help you with like how to deal with those things during activism, what the best way to go is for you. This is in the Netherlands. This is in Amsterdam. Very cold. Yes, it was. ADHD, awesome, determined, hardworking disorder. I agree with you, Christina. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I mean, feel free to give me feedback anytime as well. That's what we're here for. I imagine the cold had something to do with it too. Too cold, want to get to them, just go vegan ASAP, so the words go a little too fast. Yeah, exactly. I imagine that. So no blame, no shaming, no blaming, just constructive criticism. I talked a bit with James for a little bit already. Great. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
We've watched
We
Forks
drink a
Over
lot of-
Knives.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a documentary? Okay. And what made you go vegetarian, if I can ask?
These guys actually choose it because they love animals a
Charlotte,
lot.
why are you a vegetarian?
I don't like eating animals.
I love it. I love it. But why?
Okay, before you ask your next question, this is great, but like I'm wondering, because you ask them why did they go vegetarian, and then the parents answer, oh, the kids wanted it because they love animals and they don't want to eat animals. Did the parents just follow along? That's actually very interesting. I haven't seen any other parents really do that. Like, their children go vegetarian and they also go vegetarian. Does that happen a lot? Or like at all? Like, I haven't experienced that. In real life, activism scared me a lot before, so I went with online outreach. I really think that was a mistake on my part, as it just made me worse. Online outreach in comment sections on Reddit, on social media, is so different from speaking to a person face to face. It's the opposite, basically, especially because there's so many more trolls online than there are in real life. So it's a completely different form of engagement with people, I would say. So just go for it. Like, if you want to do activism on the street, just try it. Go for it. Go like with a friend. Go with a group. Start out easy. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like, you're there for the animals, and the animals appreciate it. For you trying at all. There's no real failure because you're trying. I'm a vegetarian. I actually heard it happen for parents to go vegan because of their kids. I have not heard that before. My sister went vegetarian before I went vegan. She was 11 or 12. My parents force-fed her meat for the first couple months. So that happened. Yeah, Leon, I'm in the same boat, but I really want to push my boundaries and do even more. Yeah, like for me, street outreach was very outside of my comfort zone. I don't like talking to strangers generally. I don't like for example, like sales work. Never liked it. But this is not like sales work. It's very different from it in my experience, because what you're like, ideally, what you're doing is just trying to connect with a person, right? It's like you're searching for a genuine connection, a point of agreement, um, like, you know what I mean? This is very different from like debating someone. Like, it's not supposed to be a debate. Like, ideally, street outreach is not a debate unless the other person is initially hostile and you have to be defensive. Don't do that. Um, I meant to say, in real life, activism is probably a better way to start, despite it being more scary. Yeah, I would say so. And honestly, you're never going to see these people again. It's kind of similar to online. Like, online, you can still come across each other in like comment sections or whatever, but in real life, like, these people are tourists. You're never going to see them again. um, Most likely, I would say. Is he going to go right into the harms of dairy, or is he going to first find out what makes them think they need dairy? Could go either way. I would probably ask them, because he already asked them, like, do you know what happens in the dairy industry? And they said yes, but I would ask them to describe it to me. Like, I wouldn't just describe it myself. If they say yes, I know what goes on, I want them to tell me. um, but I wouldn't be like that confrontational asking that question. My parents adapted adopted to us 3 kids when my sisters each went plant-based. My sisters are now vegetarian and flexitarian, and I'm the only vegan. Yeah, flexitarian, what is that? That's nothing. To me, that's like, mm, you tried. Yeah, yikes. My parents suck. I'm just gonna be open about that. I think most people in the chat probably already know this. They suck in many ways, but especially in terms of this, they do. I wanted to ask them to describe it, but given that the kids were there, I was unsure how much the parents wanted to say and didn't want them to leave. That is also a fair point. There are ways to describe it that's not too brutal. But that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know what I would do then. But let's keep watching.
Why aren't you vegan?
Interrupting the video for a second, I asked the kids why they are not vegan. That was wrong on my part because I assumed that they would know what that is. What I should have done is ask them why they don't want to eat animals, then explain that animals still suffer and are killed for dairy products, and that the only way to be against that is to be vegan. And only then I should have asked, why are you not vegan?
Perfect. That's really good self-reflection. Often I make mistakes during outreach too, and I'm like, oh fuck, I should have said that. And like, this is my internal monologue right now. Great. That's great. I assume most activists had a bad childhood, not always because of the parents, though. It depends. I know vegans who had good childhoods, others who haven't. You know, depends. Like, yeah.
Context.
It feels like you're talking to yourself. Like, come on, dude, get it together. Oh, don't be hard on yourself, Chip. This is good self-reflection. You're gonna take this into your next conversation. You're just gonna get better. We're just gonna get better, both of us. Honestly.
You know what vegan means? It means you don't consume any animal products. So no cheese, no ice cream, anything made
So
from
the dad
milk.
is explaining
Well,
it
there is
now.
ice cream. There's vegan ice cream
Well,
and vegan
dairy.
cheese. Yeah, no dairy products. Yeah.
So there's cheese made from almonds or nuts. Or,
We drink a lot of oat milk and almond milk. We do. Yeah.
What are you chewing through?
Zipping you up because it's cold.
I think probably. I don't know the answer to that one. I think partly it's taste, But there's all sorts
What is
of
this kid doing? Give me a second. What is this kid doing? Let's focus on this little girl here.
I think partly
walks to the
it's,
camera.
taste.
She looks she looks cross-eyed. Dude, the silliness of children. I love it. This is top tier entertainment right here. Amazing. Okay. So what were you saying? I got distracted.
But there's all sorts of
taste.
chemicals and obviously the welfare of the animal for mass domestication and production of milk products is concerning from a health perspective, and also the feelings of the animals.
Yeah. Do you think we need to consume animal products to survive and thrive?
Definitely not.
No. So when we
Well, that already answers it. You don't need animal products to survive and thrive. Perfect. Perfect answer.
don't, it means that when we do make a choice to consume an animal product, we make a conscious choice. And given that there's inherent cruelty behind it, wouldn't you say we kind of have the moral obligation to not do that?
In an ethical conversation like this, yes.
Yeah. So I'm a vegan, by the way. I don't know if you know what
Okay.
veganism is.
Yes, I used to
Veganism.
be one for 4 years.
So there's like 3 minutes left of this, and the guy has basically already admitted that he should be vegan. What way could this go? Do you think he's gonna backtrack, make up excuses, or do you think he's gonna just face it head on? Like, I don't know. He seems a bit hesitant in his body language right now. Like, he says, in an ethical conversation, yes. Like, for example, like using language like moral obligation. Most people do understand what that means, but it's not a day-to-day sort of language, you know? So I don't know how else I would phrase it. But I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't think, like, just saying to someone like, given this and that, do you think this is a moral obligation? It's very philosophical language, but I don't know how else you could phrase that. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. Something. Oh, the ending is kind of funny. What happens? What happens? It's easy to forget as a teacher how hard it can be for other adults to talk to kids. Oh, Chip. Yeah, no, yeah. Doing outreach with children is a very different circumstance. I don't do it very often. But yeah, things and stuff will happen. Okay, you guys are keeping me on the edge of my seat here. Okay, let's see.
Oh, why did you stop?
I think for pleasure.
For pleasure.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, was he already vegan? Or was he vegetarian? He was vegan for 4 years?
I'm a vegan, by the way. I don't know if you know what veganism is.
Yes, I used to
veganism.
be one for 4 years.
Oh,
He says he was vegan for 4 years? I'm learning about moral obligation that people don't really think about it that way. I was thinking of morals even before being vegan. Yeah, me too. Me too. I was getting into like atheism and like philosophy before I went vegan. I was reading philosophy and getting into like the philosophical side of YouTube, and like that's, you know, Alex O'Connor, as we know. But that language is it's not daily language, it's not casual language, you know what I mean? And I do want to keep my conversations mostly casual. So, but yeah. So much outreach language is still weird to me. Like taste pleasure. Taste pleasure, that's a good one. So instead of saying like, do you think this harm is worth, or like, do you think this taste pleasure is worth this harm, or like stating it like that, how else can you phrase it? Let's think. Do you think, like, I like the more practical language. Like, do you think, like having a sandwich, having a ham sandwich is worth the life of a pig? Like, you can say it without using the term taste pleasure, and still communicate the same idea, and even bring some like practical examples into it. For example, like that's an idea. The morals for me came after years of going vegan. So like everyone has a different like journey. Sorry for using the term journey, that's so taboo now. But yeah, people have different experiences with this kind of language. Taste or enjoyment or something regular. Yeah.
why did you stop?
I think for pleasure.
For pleasure. Okay. Do you know what? Can you tell me what veganism is? Maybe we were a bit confused there.
Not consuming any dairy product or any
Mhm.
animal product. Period.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I consumed honey during that period of time, but I didn't consume any product made from an animal.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just quickly, because it's very cold. I see you all. So
Yeah, we're gonna walk.
Yeah, everyone is like, oh, cold, 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 cold. Hashtag journey. Sometimes you can use the word journey, guys. It's not an evil word. Um, journey, journey, journey. I try to focus on teaching people to accept animals for what they truly are. The moral framework is already there. I feel like people just lack information. Exactly. Often, outreach is just the exercise of trying to get people to align their behavior with their morals. I've heard that from other activists as well. People are actually already subconsciously believe this, believe in animal rights, but they just don't act like they do, basically. I'd ask about specific items and then what he thinks the vegan alternative would be. That could be a good one. You can make like a quiz out of it, like, and then ask how big the difference would be. So like, instead of this is this dairy ice cream, what do you think the vegan alternative would be? Have you seen vegan alternatives to this? Have you tried them? And if they have, like, yeah, and it was pretty good. And then, well, do you think the difference between those two products really like justify like paying to harm an animal? Like, do you think it costs like the life of an animal? Do you think that's worth that? Yes or no? That could be an interesting form of outreach too. I'm gonna write it down. That's the next time. Next time we're doing that, Chip. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that could definitely be interesting. I like these more like very creative forms of outreach and like like what's the word? I don't know, but like less than like more than just like showing it on screens and then talking about it. This is very interesting to me.
Walk to prize.
okay. So what veganism is it's a moral standpoint against animal cruelty and the exploitation and use of animals in any way.
Mhm.
So the diet itself, the plant-based diet, is merely a consequence of it.
Or like wearing leather. Or...
Yeah, exactly, all
Exactly.
of it. So would you say that veganism should be the new normal? Because if you're against animal exploitation or animal abuse or any of it, that means your morals should be on par with veganism, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So what is keeping you from being vegan?
My inherent ease, like probably ease of choosing to pursue life that's easy.
Okay, convenience. He's saying convenience. The mother is very distracted by their kids. I saw their kids not wearing gloves. It's fucking cold. Why are you not wearing gloves? They're just running around. So I feel like these two are very distracted. That also doesn't help with the having a good conversation. So we'll have to take that into account. Vegan flavored is my favorite vegan friendly vegan food. Well, that's a bit of a tongue twister, I guess. You're doing a great job. Yeah, he is. Great format, especially good sign seeing you picking up on everything you want to do differently next time. Yeah, it's the best quality in an activist is self-reflection, ability to take feedback. I feel like the best quality you could have, and I think both of us have it. So that's good.
Girl,
Okay.
nice.
Thank you for coming.
And
Okay, so
my
so now
fam-
it's just a conversation with the dad.
I'm like going along with the flow and basically not choosing to follow an ethic. But I feel the dissonance.
Yeah, because there is a contradiction there, right?
Yeah.
And since you're a vegetarian, what do you think is the difference between milk and meat? Because if both contribute to animal cruelty and suffering, wouldn't you say they're extremely similar? So if you abstain from one and don't abstain from the other, doesn't that mean that you're still in contradiction with your own morals?
Definitely. Logically speaking, I agree with you.
Logically speaking, I agree with you. So he agrees on a logical level. What is missing here? The emotional level? Because I think that's the moment. Like, what would you guys do with a person like this? Like, he seems very in agreement, but he still seems hesitant in a way. And I don't know what's really holding him back. I don't really, like, he said convenience. Maybe it's like, it's not, but it's not convenience. Like, I don't see that being the thing. He just doesn't, he's not, he is not seeing it from the perspective of the animals. He only knows it on a superficial level, I think. Maybe if he would, at this point, if he would watch Dominion or like footage like that and really try to imagine what it would be like to be in that position, and really that his actions directly link to that. Like, I don't know if that's really the missing angle here. It's really tough. I don't know how you're gonna end this conversation. People say that there's a surprise. It might be convenience. Might be the thing. Earthling Ed who? Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not the vegetarian in the group. I used to be. I used to be a vegan. I'm no longer a vegetarian.
Oh, you're not vegetarian
I'm
also?
omnivore right now.
I'm omnivore right now.
But
Oh, was that the twist? That he lied? Okay. That's fucked. Interesting. But why? Why would you do that? I mean, if he lied, there must be a level of guilt there, right? Am I crazy? Okay. Interesting.
should choose to eat small amounts of meat over large amounts of cheese and dairy because the concentration of I get more like
Just eat
inflammation.
beans. Just eat beans. Justice for beans, guys. We need beans. You're not crazy. Oh, thank you for validating my feelings. Guys, beans in the chat. Beans in the chat right now. We need more beans. Beans over beings. Okay? Eat beans, not beings. That's what I would have said to this guy. Eat beans, not beings. That's a great slogan. Love it.
Those products. So I think the way I choose to live is like moderation, and
Oh, moderation. Here we go.
I hardly eat any meat at all, and I at home, like on vacation, I just do whatever.
Okay, this is the point where you forget everything that happened before and start a completely new conversation with this guy. Just from scratch. Like, start from the beginning. Like, this is not... He lied. Why the fuck would you lie? And then admit that you're lying. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's the first thing many people do. Oh, I don't eat so much. Only grass-fed. Oh, don't talk to me. I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, corn and beans. It's not that difficult, right? So at this point, what would I do at this point? So, no, at this point, this is the point where you show footage. That's what I said before. Like, I really think he's missing that. Or at least, or describe it, really try to put him in that position, at least like mentally, even if you can't show footage. Because he said that he knows what goes on, but does he really? Does he really? I don't think he does. Maybe, like, draw his children into it. Like, hey, if you were a cow, would you want your children to be taken away? Fuck no. That's probably way too direct. I don't know if that would work, but something like that. Like, he needs this empathy turned on. You know what I mean? Like, something's off about this guy. I don't know. I think he already indicated that he doesn't want to stand out socially, not be weird, which is always the largest factor by far. That's a good point. I've had a lot of people talk about that as well. Really, either you have to seek out a community that is predominantly vegan, or you just have to live with it. And a lot of vegans just have to live with it. And there is power, there is courage in standing out and standing up for what you believe in and being like, and adding positivity and betterment to the world. Like, then you start comparing it to other things that people have done, and like, even if this were the status quo, would you follow along just because it is? Like, is following the status quo always a good thing? Or do we as people should we be courageous sometimes? Is that a quality that you value in people, in life? Is that something that you value and want to have more of? If so, this is a step that you can take. I had a black bean salad today. Black beans. Beans. I can usually make them more at ease by arguing I used to be a vegetarian myself as well. Yeah, so like adding yourself to the conversation, like, hey, I haven't been a vegan all my life. I used to eat meat as much as the next person, but this is how I got like to this conclusion, and talking from your own experience always makes people less defensive because you're just sharing your journey. I'm gonna trigger a lot of people in the chat. He doesn't want people to go, oh, that activist guy. Right. But as a vegan, like, you don't need to be an activist to be vegan. I know a lot of, like, I know vegans who just don't talk about it to anyone and don't bring it up unless other people bring it up, or and don't really talk about the ethics behind it, just keep it to themselves. And that's also a way to be vegan, you know? Interesting.
But at home, I make my own almond milk, and
That's nice.
I don't eat any cheese really, and we buy cashew yogurt. So
What would incentivize you to go fully vegan, for example?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I would probably ask something like that as well. Like, hey, so you're not vegan right now, you're vegetarian anymore. What would incentivize you to make that change? Like, really, because you're asking them about their perspective, their mind. You need to get into their mind to see what they're thinking about, see what they care about, really. Are you selling corn online or something? He's like the most, he's the the largest corn salesman in the world. I'm a true activist now. I'll tell all about it on Vegan of Course soon. Vegan of Course? Are you going on that live stream? He told me that he was reacting to my latest video there, but it's going to be at 2 a.m. I don't know if I'll be awake. Veganism is done be a baseline of a moral variety. What'll it take to get you into this corn right now? Just sell corn on the street. That's the best activism you can do. Ah ja, Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie. No, that's not what VOC. I think he means vegan, of course, with VOC.
I don't know what that'd be. I don't think I'm there anymore in life to do 100% one thing. I think I believe that moderation to a certain extent. Like if animals were living, normal lives like they did a couple hundred years ago, and there wasn't mass production for 8 billion people on the planet.
Doubt.
But now we're faced with there's so much more cruelty involved.
Yeah.
Oh, the conversation's so close to ending, but he's okay. Even if factory farming weren't a thing, would you want to be in the position of an animal who lives, let's say 30 to 40% of their total lifespan and then gets killed for someone else to be eaten? Would you want to be in that situation, in their situation? Would you want that? Then you really take an individual animal, or ask them to, do you have a pet? Would you do this to your pet? Why would you not do this to your pet? Is it because you care about them? Is it because they care about themselves? Is it because blah, 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 blah? And you just ask all these questions. I don't know. This is a tough nut to crack. Tough beans. In the good old days, farming was still insanely cruel. For the animals, it always is. That's why you need to think from the perspective of an animal, which is the point, which is the goal of this exercise of the would you rather questions. He's just not getting it, this guy. I don't, then you would need to maybe have more questions for specific types of people. In this, in Ed's new book, he has this, it's what's the word? It is written according to different archetypes of people. You could ask, would you after you have a conversation with them, you could have different would you rather questions for different archetypes of people to personalize it in a way. That is so much effort, but would be interesting to see. This guy doesn't care. No way he's considering anything either. This would take another 15 minutes at least to get him thinking about it genuinely. It's just that everyone lives horrible lives, so it didn't stand out much. I agree. I just don't want them to have a discussion where we discuss whether farming can or cannot be ethical. That's a whole different discussion. I get that, but I don't know how else you would get them to that point. Sometimes you meet people and they just need more time. You just need to spend more time with them. But if you can't, you just pass them on. And probably a different activist or documentary will find them in the future, and they'll get a step further in their thinking, and you're just leaving seeds to sprout at some point in the future, and that's okay. We can't change everyone with one conversation.
But let me put it this way. First of all, if it weren't like that, but it is, right? So when you buy an animal product, you inherently also pay for all of these practices. But if you were to think from the perspective of animals, would you say that
Yes.
it's an injustice what is happening to them?
Yes, I feel
Yes.
guilty in this
Yeah.
He
moment.
feels guilty.
I'm sorry,
That's what I picked up on in the beginning. He seemed so fucking guilty in his body language. And then like, but what is like this dissonance? He's he very clearly has it. He's very clearly aware of it. What do you do at this point? Any suggestions in the chat? In the chat, sorry. Any suggestions? Because this is a weird scenario to be in. If people believe farming in the past was okay, sure, that just means they know farming currently is not. Exactly. And that's what they pay for. Yeah. Because you could have asked them like, where do you get your meat from, your animal products from? Is it from like a very specific family farm where you know how everything is done? Because that's like the video that I posted today. I was talking, no, not the one I posted, but a one that I recorded on the same day. This person was saying that they know where, like they always get their animal products from this specific farm that they live close to, and you could talk to the farmer. They will tell you exactly how the whole process works, and you can come see it for yourself. And then I asked them, do you know how the animal that you buy is slaughtered? And then she says, you can ask it to the farmer. And I'm like, no, do you know how the animal you buy is slaughtered? Do you know? And she said, no, I don't. There you have it. You're buying this shit and you have no idea what goes on. I didn't say it like that. I was more subtle in my approach, but it's basically like they have no idea. So how can you in good conscience pay for killing when you don't even know how it's done? Farmers don't know either. She claimed that the farmer did it themselves at that specific farm. Don't know whether that's true. Have nothing to confirm that. But it's just like they don't know. And then I asked them like, what is a humane way or like a good way, a compassionate way to kill an animal? Like, what would be the best possible way in your opinion? She said, I don't know. Well, then how do you know the products that you're buying are any more ethical than the ones in the supermarket? You don't. Is that a risk you're willing to take? You're playing with lives here. You're playing with someone's life. That's crazy. Show him normal, cool men who are vegan. Yeah. There's normal, cool men who are vegan. At this point, I was going to say, if you know it's an injustice, would you say the same about a different type of injustice? And then give an example. That could work. He clearly knows how to do it, and just doesn't want to rock the boat. I would get him to admit that he's deciding to support all these heinous acts one by one, just to make him sound weird as revenge because he's annoying me. Like, see, that's what you're not supposed to do. Just to be clear, like guilt tripping someone is not the point that we're making here. I don't think that would work. That would just make them more defensive. The analogy doesn't work for people who are afraid of being weird. Yeah, so Jeremy, what would you say instead to this kind of person who doesn't want to stand out, but knows that what they're doing is wrong on some level, logically at least? Farmers say they love animals, but the mere fact that they're willing to hand over the ones they love to someone killing them because someone likes to eat their body parts proves them wrong. I would agree. But I wouldn't, like if I met a farmer, I wouldn't just go up to them and say, like, you don't love your animals, you hate them, you send them off to be killed. Like, that's not a good way to start off the conversation. Let's just say a way to bring it back to the animals might be to say something in the line of veganism is for the animals. We can stop exploiting them and improve our farming methods at the same time. Yeah, we can. I want to create a proper argument on that premise specifically aimed at farmers. A friendly one that drops their defense. Yeah. They don't love their animals, they love their investments. Yeah, I know that is probably true, but in an actual conversation with a farmer, saying it like that only makes them more defensive, only makes them hate vegans more, basically. That's not the goal that we're trying to reach here. Like, you have to do outreach with a specific goal in mind, which is to get people questioning their own beliefs and their lifestyles. And that's not how you do it, in my opinion, most of the time. I think we need to meet people at their level, but at the same time, take them out of that narrative. I like to show people the absurdity of defending animal farming in today's world. Yeah, that's a good approach. Like, it's sad that you didn't have more time to do that, because I feel like that could have worked.
And I don't need
No,
to. I
no,
don't need
no.
to. I don't need to feel.
Not from you.
Yeah.
From my own, I have felt this dissonance, and your logic, I've thought through myself.
Mhm.
I see the contradiction. I see the inherent, like, logic, and I see the pull of my family asking me to come eat French fries with them. So I'm gonna go.
Let me
Hey.
just ask you one more question, and then we're done.
Okay. Okay,
the last
I gotta go.
question?
She says it's an emergency.
Oh, there's
Okay.
an emergency. Fuck, dude, that's sad. That's unfortunate. Anyway, support him on Patreon. Subscribe to his channel. Like the video. There's his channel once again in the chat. I think in a weird way, they actually feel they love them, but you have to show them how their love is misguided, like a stalker or toxic parent. Yeah, I could see that. You're right. But once someone is agreeing with everything and it's going nowhere, it's guilt tripping time, or I'll go crazy myself, then you just let them go. You know, if it's like in any situation where you feel like your mental health is degrading and it's like not going, the conversation's not going to go in a good direction, just let them go. Just say like, hey, nice talking to you, but bye, basically. You don't need to make yourself feel bad. You don't need to make like your day worse. Like, it was a couple weeks ago where I did outreach and this guy just immediately came up to me. He was immediately hostile. I decided to be hostile back. Like, for the first time ever in outreach, I just decided to like openly insult him because he was doing so. Basically, he kept saying like, he kept saying, but I love my meat though. I love my meat. And I ended up saying, well, the only meat that you have is the tiny meat in your pants, right? And in the moment, I was like, this is super savage, right? This would go viral if I recorded it. I didn't record it. But I felt awful afterwards because it just led nowhere and I wasted my time. And that's the reality of it. Like, it doesn't work. It's not good for you or like getting people to genuinely question themselves or your mental health. Like, it's just not, like, I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. Rolling on the floor laughing. It was funny then, but then I just felt shitty, so I would discourage you to do that. People lie all the time about everything. I like that about AV's approach. Just ask them something in the line of, is there anything stopping you from going vegan? 3 times max, otherwise move on. Yeah, exactly. Let them go. You shouldn't body shame, to be honest. I know I wasn't like, I don't know what the size of their penis is. I didn't mean like that. He just came up to me immediately hostile and I just like, instead of walking away, I did the dumb thing and I went into an argument with him, and that's not the idea. And I've learned from that. Don't do that. Also, some people do prefer small penises. That's true. Some women have vaginismus and they can barely fit like a tampon in their vagina or it really hurts. In that case, small penis is a good thing. So it's subjective. So that's a good point. Smedium for the win. What is smedium? So I've heard. Well, there's like, you can have like, I don't know if this is too personal. They can be too big. Like, there is such a thing as too big. It can hurt. Every woman is different. Every woman has a different preference. Every man has a different preference if they're into men as well. You know, it's all subjective. Not Katie Hopkins. Yeah, she really wants that massive cock, but not everyone does. You know what I mean? Sorry, this conversation is really devolving. I used to make an argument that meat can't be someone's property since it's fenced from a murder robbery. Hailing? It's fenced from a murder rob. What does that mean? That's confusing. Katie's flexible about size as long as there are at least 4 of them. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Let's not go there. Anyway, guys, beans and corn in the chat for Chip. Thank you so much for fighting for the animals, going on the street like this, especially in the extreme cold, and talking to people about this. It's important. We really appreciate that you're out there for the animals, and we really appreciate that we can learn from you. You can learn from others. Self-reflection is there. This is great. So, beans and corn in the chat for Chip, also known as Vegan Power Lab. Oh god, this conversation, guys, I said no. I said no. Katie needs a massive clock so he can see the numbers and tell the time. Also, 4 penis is not bad if people prefer that. Yeah, people like I don't want 4 penises. Other people do. It's a preference. Oh, Katie Hopkins is There's no such thing as too huge. You just haven't had enough experience, child. Fair enough. Maybe I'll find the massive cock of my dreams and I'll be happy forever. Katie, get out of here. Get out of here. Thanks for braving the cold for the animals. Exactly. Thank you so much. Oh, hell no, Katie. Leon means fence, as in seller of stolen goods. Oh, okay. Gestolen goederen die... Oh, God, you left the whole comment in Dutch. Okay, you guys are gonna hear my Dutch, alright? Gestolen goederen die gekocht worden, wetende dat ze gestolen zijn, is heling. In de Nederlandse wet betekent dat ze geen eigendom van de koper kunnen zijn. Interesting. I'm not gonna explain that in English, sorry. Oodles and oodles of corn. So much corn. More corn than ever before has been seen, has been experienced in the world. Wait, guys. We need to listen to the corn thing. Come on. I need to listen to it again. It's gonna be stuck in my head forever. It's corn. There we go. This is what I'm looking for.
For me, I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A good corn that knobs. It has the juice. It has the juice. It's the most beautiful thing. It's corn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it, I don't anything change. What the best thing about corn is the grease. The cornbread can restore your energy. You really appreciate that when you love something. If you anyone loves corn.
Wait, what? Katie, you are the one who stole my laptop? What? I just confessed to stealing your laptop. Give it back. Oh my god, give it back. It has vegan stickers on it. You won't like it. Oh god, incoming copyright strike. Is it a copyrighted song? Maybe it is. Is it? Because I just assume that everything on YouTube is not. Oh, the music is copyrighted. Okay, then I'm gonna shut it down. I played 40 seconds of it. I really hope it doesn't get copyright stricken. Copyright stricken. God. I did not know about this video. You didn't? It's such a fun one. Like, I love people making random music out of like a conversation and like internet memes that they just musicify everything. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. Katie, are you considering going vegan? Actually, Katie, would you like to go on the show? Would you like to go on this live stream and debate veganism with me? Considering you're not a real person. But I found your secret diary. You have my secret diary? What's in it? Let me know. I do not have a diary, so what's in it? Let me know. What do you think I write in my diary? Another day of fighting for the animals and looking like shit and not having a massive cock in my life. How depressed and short I am. My life is the worst. I wish I could be like Katie Hopkins. That's definitely what I'm writing in my diary. Everything you just said about cocks. You don't know my preferences, Katie. You have no idea. Katie blocked me even though I never spoke to her. It's just because of your username. Like, she sees Mike the Musical Vegan Beast, and it's like, I don't need that kind of beast in my life. Not a vegan one. Just a real one. You meet massive dicks every day. Like Katie. Katie's a massive dick. Sorry to be insulting, but it's true. There are vegan versions of I've newt, spider legs, and tongue of bat to make your non-vegan potion with. How would you respond to the argument that smartphones contain unethically sourced batteries and therefore vegans are hypocrites? It's futile to attempt to make totally ethical choices. Okay, so the premise of this argument, they contain unethically sourced ingredients or like materials. You can say this about clothing. You can say this about laptops, like electronics, phones. You can say that about different things. I would say, I would agree with them. I would be like, okay, if those things are unethically sourced and someone or like someone has been exploited along the way, that is wrong. Like, you are contributing to a kind of harm in the world, and that should be avoided. But in what way does that discredit my fighting for, like, my fighting against the exploitation of animals? What you're saying is basically it's a part of the idea that I'm promoting. It's just a different part of that idea. It's against exploitation. Like, I have a secondhand phone. They couldn't be able to, they wouldn't be able to argue that against me. There's also a company called Fairphone who sources all of their materials ethically and pays their workers a fair wage. Those things exist. You know what I mean? It's not discrediting the idea of veganism at all. It's just adding a different layer to it. Like, yeah, veganism contains exploitation. So do other parts of life. Veganism is not the end goal. It is a largely ignored area of ethics, of ethical thinking in daily life. Yes, and that's why I'm fighting for it. But there are other things that are also important to think about, like fair fashion, like electronics, like these things. And as we become more aware, as we grow as people, we eliminate these practices from our life as much as we can, and that's what we're striving for. Like, it's consistent with vegan ethics to avoid these products as well. I would say that's kind of how I would approach it. But sorry, I missed a lot of comments. Where am I? Ooh. Oh, did you ever get the question, you're vegan? Does that mean you're not vegan if you eat pussy? I've gotten that, I think. Or if you suck dick or something. Doesn't matter. Not something I'm arguing, by the way. My family just hit me with this recently. Well, I hope I answered it to your satisfaction. Fair phone, bitch. Yeah, fair phone is the answer. Like, get a secondhand one. It's cheaper. It works equally as well. What's the problem? The response is known as ethical consequentialism. Yeah, I might be more of a consequentialist than I thought I was. I kind of take it on a case-by-case basis. I don't label myself as a deontologist or a consequentialist. I'm just me with my thoughts and feelings and views on things. I don't know if I need to label it. You can have pictures of meaty men on your phone. How are vegans hypocrites when veganism is about freeing non-human slaves? It's got fuck all to do with phone batteries. It's got that specifically doesn't have much to do with the other case, but there are similar cases. They're exploitation. If we think that exploitation is wrong wherever it occurs, whether to humans or to animals, we should take these cases into consideration as well and consider changing our actions to align with a less harmful way of life. Just my thoughts. I heard someone say, I turn a blind eye to animal abuse like you turn a blind eye to human abuse because you have an iPhone. Actually, I once got bullied in high school because I didn't have an iPhone. I had an Android. That just reminded me of that. Oh, God. Teenagers. X being much, much better than Y is not disproven by Z being slightly better than X. Whenever X, Y, and Z, I need more time to comprehend that for a second. God damn it, Katie, get a hold of yourself. I love this. This is so funny. You're welcome. I'm glad I could answer it to your satisfaction. The second thing is just an appeal to futility fallacy. Yeah. So the second thing, that it has no effect on the world to go vegan, it does nothing, basically. It's an appeal to futility. And it's been proven, I think there's been several studies, and the average amount of animals that are saved a year per person who is vegan are like 100 animals. You can save 100 animals every year. That's that's pretty tangible, in my opinion. So it's not futile. You're literally like, imagine 100 animals like just in your backyard, on the street, in your room. That's a lot of fucking animals. And I looked at that, and it's basically like mostly fish. It's like 90% fish, 10% land mammals, basically. Christina channeling Bueller. I don't believe in isms. I believe in myself. I love that movie. My parents are 80s kids, and they don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's crazy to me. Like, I love that movie. I always watch it when I'm sick. Every single time, no fail, I watch that when I'm sick. Don't forget to donate more to me. We still have not seen you freak out yet. Only if you feel spontaneously from the bottom of your heart that the work I do is valuable and you want to give me something to support me doing that. So I don't want to be out here begging, but thank you so much to anyone who considers donating, and the 2 donations we've had before. I literally got 250 euros at the beginning of this stream, and I freaked out. It's crazy. It's still crazy. Insane. Insane. Oh, the 40-year-old vegan is here. Hello, nice to see you. If someone donates again, I'll steal her new laptop. Please don't do that. Please don't. I swear to God. I swear to God, please don't do that. Oh, Katie, what can I do to repay you? What can I do? Are you guys ready for a second video to react to? Because I was considering reacting to the new Cliff Grant one. Because I haven't reacted to Cliff Grant yet, and I think his approach is really worth learning from. And I just really like the way he does outreach. So we could point out some stuff in his approach, what works, what doesn't, what I could change in my outreach. So would you guys be up for some Cliff Grant video? Based vegans, yes. Heart to everyone. There are like 3 ways of making a heart. You have like the basic way. You have like this way. And like people say that these are hearts. These are also hearts. These are Asian hearts. Okay. Stopping by for a sec on my way to bed. Well, we just finished watching Vegan Power Lab's latest video. Katie Hopkins is in the chat. Also, I got 250 euros donated to me, which I still can't believe, which is insane. Michael says, we like Cliff. Yeah, we do. We do. They're always good. Okay, then I'll put it on. I'll put on Cliff's new video. Give me a second. That It's Corn song is still stuck in my head, guys. It's corn. A big lump with knobs. It has the juice. It has the juice. Thing. I want to play the guys. I miss my kazoo. For those who missed it, I was playing the kazoo basically all weekend, and someone I wanted to keep it, but they took it home, and now I'm sad. So maybe someone can donate money for me to buy a new kazoo. Maybe that's an idea. Let's see, turning on subtitles. Hi. Wait, what do you say? I would want to see Christina singing her reactions to a video. What do you mean? Singing my reactions to a video? Oh, like I react, I like commentary, and I sing my commentary? Like, Cliff Grant is doing such a great job. Oh my god, that was so good. What is the moral justification of this? Like a musical commentary. God, you've got to the right address. Like that's me. I can do that. I can do that. It's gonna be super fucking embarrassing. But I can do that. All right.
Are you? That's the question.
I get everything about it.
Do you? I.
Okay, so he has a sign that says share your thoughts on animal abuse. It's a very neutral sign. Very neutral, like, hey, what do you think? Animal abuse, what do you think? Cube of Truth, the musical. The zoo. No, kazoo, yes. Oh, guys, this is great. This is awesome. Putting it on full screen.
Actually, there you go. So you're for animal abuse.
Well, yeah.
For I guess, yeah.
Well, on certain animals.
That's mad, man.
So you're for animal abuse, haha. Like, just make a light comment at the beginning of the conversation. Make sure you're like on the same level of the person. You're having like a casual conversation. Like, that's what I think Cliff really does well. Like, he brings humor into it to just the right extent. Christina, the musical vegan reaction channel. I'm not changing my channel name. My channel name stays the same. I'm freezing my tiny tits off. Yeah. Okay.
Animals.
I can see your girlfriend's shocked.
Oh, I don't like that. Your dad's literally a cow farmer.
Oh my god, Cliff is gonna break up these two people. Cliff is like, oh, I see your girlfriend doesn't like hearing that. And she starts walking away. Like, you've just broken up this couple. Like, good job, Cliff. Bye, losers. Get in, losers. We're going shopping. Mean Girls reference.
Yeah, but I mean, animal abuse in terms of like makeup testing.
Oh, animal abuse in terms of taking animals into a store and bolt gunning and cutting their throat.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's not a
They taste
justification.
good though.
Yeah.
Taste is a justification for abusing an animal. That's crazy.
No, it's not.
I think that's fucking awful.
Like, he's being really upfront here. Cliff is being really upfront and saying like, that's crazy. That's fucking insane. What you just said is insane. Like, you're leveling with this person. Like, what you just said is insane. But he's still saying it in a humorous way. Like, he's not being like, you're an awful person and being serious about it. He's putting a level of humor on top of it. So it's okay, guys, hear me out. Humor is like lube. You can get difficult, challenging ideas through a person's head easier and quicker with lube. Always use lube. Always, someone please clip this. Always use humor as your lube. God, that's vegans ruining relationships since 1944. Cliff is awesome at talking to people. I feel like he should be much bigger than he is now. He should be. He should be. And I hope I meet him at the vegan campout. I'm going this year, guys. I'm going to the vegan campout this year. Cliff's school outreach was good too, considering he said how nervous he was. Yeah, I saw those videos. Yeah, I could expect, like, yeah, I must have been nervous. I would be too. Humor is like lube. Writing it down. Always use lube. More writing down. It makes too much sense. Like, genuinely. Oh fuck, sorry. What does lube mean in the UK? I mean lubrication. I mean like what does it mean? Oh fuck, I need to look this up. What does lube mean in the UK? Did I say something bad? Like on the dictionary says lubricant. But what is it in English slang? I don't see any other kind of meaning to this. I mean lubricant. What else would it be? Lube solves everything. Wink wink. Yeah, also in sexual context. Don't underestimate the value of lube. Seriously. Do we have compilations of auto-tuned Carnist comments? I could. Oh, that would be so fun. Don't give me the idea because I would take way too much of my time doing that. I would take so much of my time doing that. It's a drink. Lesson learned the hard way. Is that also a pun? The hard way. No, but yeah. Sex is not fun when you're not well lubricated. It's not. Like, I'm just being honest about that. Like, it hurts. It can hurt. Just be careful. By the way, are there any women in the chat? Apart from Katie. Katie doesn't count. Katie doesn't count. This is a very male comment section here, guys. No judgment, though. Love you guys. Yeah, Cliff is a great guy. You put it on your genitals during sex in order to reduce friction. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the joke. Kane, that's the joke. Always use lube. In both contexts, you can use humor as lube and actual lube in a sexual situation. Both are good. They're effective. They get the job done. Genuinely. Make a song with Carnist comments. God. I'm gonna take months, guys. This would take me months to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I mean, if you want me to, okay, this is my pitch. If you want me to make a song with Carnist comments using autotune or something like that, I don't even know if I have the software for that. But like, leave a donation, guys. Leave a donation. I might do that. Woman. Forgetting about the directness of the Dutch. Yeah, I'm not scared to talk about sex. I'm too Dutch for that, guys. I'm too Dutch. As far as I know, it's all right for most women, but I'm not an expert. Basically a virgin. It's all right for most women. Oh, like the level of lubrication? Sorry, this is a whole different conversation we're having, but some women, like sometimes there's an incongruency between how turned on you are in your mind and how turned on your body is. Those things are not always the same. Like that's also in men. Like men, even if they're turned on mentally, like if they're really into you, doesn't mean they'll always be hard instantly, or maybe it takes longer. Like there's no judgment either way. We just have to deal with this practically. If you need more lubrication, use it. That's all I can say. I can make you a song. You gotta sing yourself though. No, I was thinking about like auto-tuning the actual Carnist comments, like from videos instead of from the comment section. But if you want to make me a song, I'd be more than willing to sing it. Like, go for it. Yeah, asexuality is also a thing, of course. Leon's sexuality is not, as far as I know. You're just like lion sexual. You're only into lions. Let's not do that.
Well, it is, yeah, but yeah, you have to live somehow.
Well, I haven't eaten an animal product since I was 19. I'm 57 in a couple of weeks' time, so.
Damn, he's almost 40 years vegan. That's great. God. I could give that a try. It's in the valley of the sort of content I'm currently posting. I mean, if you're open to it, go for it. Chip, or not, sorry, not Chip, tipped 10 euros for the Carnist comments song. Oh my god, thank you so much. No, I'm actually considering doing that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's do it. You know what? Let's do it. Though I think quite a lot of it is trauma as well, though. Oh, that sucks. No, that really interferes with, I mean, both your like day-to-day life as well as your love life, sexual life. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. If we could find clips that actually rhyme, it would be the best thing ever. Donate to Christina so she can afford to filter herself. Sorry, if you guys think I'm being too explicit here, let me know. I'm just very, like, I'm used to being open, as I think it's a Dutch thing. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. Sorry, Liam. There's a YouTuber that made songs from the hate comments she got. I know that song. It's really impressive. It's really impressive. But yeah, no, seriously. If you're uncomfortable by anything I say at any point, don't hesitate to point it out. Let me know. You can talk about this. We're an accepting community. Okay. Good to know, Kane. Thank you. If someone can do it, Christina can. Is that a new catchphrase? Don't worry about it. I'm used to being gays in her booba mug. I should get a fun mug. I don't have a fun mug. I should get like a vegan mug. Would be cool. Open like a pair of canceled. Well, openness is chill. You just look like you regretted lion sexual. I did. I did indeed. If you're gray sexual, it's interesting. That's like between. I think demisexual falls under gray sexual, doesn't it? It's like between allosexual and asexual. So, for the people who don't know this, allosexual is like what most people experience. That like when you can be physically attracted to someone by seeing them, basically. If you're like that's just normal, like I don't want to say normal, but like the most regular, the most common sort of sexuality. Asexual is when you don't experience sexual attraction. And gray sexual is that you experience sexual attraction in certain circumstances, I think. And when you're gray and demi and bi, yeah, I'm demi as well. So demisexual means that you can only be physically attracted to someone or sexually attracted to someone when you already have an established emotional connection. So basically, I don't look at someone on the street and think like, oh damn, they're hot, or like when I see someone online or even watching corn, watching corn, you know, I don't look at people and think like they're attractive. I want to have sex with them. Like I don't have that thought. Once I get to know someone and they vibe with me, I start to develop that basically, or I could start to develop that. But other than that, I don't really experience sexual attraction. So for that's like a little bit of education, a bit of sex education for those who don't know what gray or demisexual means. You could make a song about Katie's Oxford speech. Oh God, no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Yeah, Cornhub. Isn't that everyone's favorite website? I mean, imagine if that were just corn in like lingerie. Like I would log on to that website. You know, I would watch that. Videos of corn in like like bikinis and I don't know. I'm also demisexual. My only sexual attractions came from people I knew and felt certain they liked me. Yeah, so that's exactly. We got like we have some good demisexual representation in the chat. We got Chip, we got Leon, we got me. So what is gray sexual? Gray sexual is I think more of an umbrella term that encapsulates all forms of sexual orientations that you only feel sexual attraction in certain situations or if certain criteria have been met. So demisexual would fall under that, but let me just look up the actual definition. Gray sexual meaning. Gray sexuality is a way for someone who feels a little attraction at times to honor their experience, as opposed to the term asexual. So gray sexual is like having very like feeling attraction, but not very often, basically. Yeah, so demisexual would fall under that. Definitely not asexual. Well, good to know. Good to know. Well, guess who's being open today? It's Kate. I'd get a load of them juicy knobs on Cornhub. Yeah, I bet you would, Mike. Cornhub is just Mike eating corn. Shake my head. It exists. Does it exist? Does Cornhub exist? No, you're kidding. You're kidding. You're kidding. What? Guys, Cornhub exists. Cornhub exists. I'm gonna post the website in here because that's crazy. No, wait, I need to share it. I need to share the screen. Guys, what? What am I looking at? It's corn. It's corn. Guys, this is the exact same layout as actual Cornhub. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, but I've seen worse words. I've said worse words in this live stream, so I can just say it. It's porn. Porn, guys. It's a dirty word. It's so dirty. Yeah, mind blown. This is amazing. Should we watch a video? Corn stars get tricked into a three-way. Colonels get messy in a mass popping event. Young cobs left outside alone. These all have 32,000 views. Okay, I'm gonna let's watch this one and see what the comments are because this looks hilarious. Corn stars get tricked into a three-way. Come on. Show me. Show me. Come on, please load. Come on. Is it a real video? Please tell me it's a real video. It's taking a million years, guys. Ugh. It doesn't have sound. I can't hear anything. Look at the camera work, the cinematography. Guys, the emotion, the passion is palpable. It's not safe for corn. This is boring. Never mind, but it's fun. Is there other comments? Cornments? Ah, I'm gonna pop. I popped twice to this video. Rookie numbers. Try better. I've popped 15 times. I am bleeding. Name of the middle one. Cornelius Garcia. Oh my god, this was so good. I popped my corn. God. The bottom corn makes me want to butter everywhere. Oh, this is killing me. This is killing me. The riper the corn, the better. Oh my god. Why my mom in this video? If only my corn was as slurpable as these. Keep cobbing. I feel corny. Nasty corns. I could read this comment section forever, but we're not going to. We're not going to. This is insane. I love that this exists. They asked for one of their names. I know. The comments are brilliant. This gives me a video idea. Oh god, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I need to know. I need to know. What? What the fuck? Jesper's going to bed. Good night, Jesper. Thank you for sticking around. I hope to meet you in person at Konig one day. Maybe this month. We have an action on the 28th, I think. But I really need to know this video idea. Really. I can't believe that Cornhub exists. It's like a meme someone made up and then they actually made a website for it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. Should we keep watching the Cliff video? Sorry, we got really off track, but we should keep watching this. All right. Okay, Chip is also gonna go to bed. He still. This is such a Chip thing to say. I still have another 400 calories left to eat, though. Might just make a smoothie. Just stuff some Oreos down your throat, Chip. They're not gonna hurt you. Kidding. Kidding. Have a smoothie. That's nice. Our smoothie is really 400 calories. That's quite a lot. Isn't it just fruit and yogurt, I guess? Or I don't know what it is. Cliff getting bumped for corn content. We need protein. We're not gonna survive without protein. Oh, protein powder. That makes sense. I was definitely planning content. Sorry, content, not content. Content this year, even prior to this stream. But now the knobs of creative juices are flowing. Yeah, you should change your username to something corn related. Like Mike the Corn Star. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own joke. Sorry. You can make smoothies any way you want. Depends how much corn. Have a corn smoothie. Anyway. I need to get back into character, guys. I'm serious. I'm sorry. Mike the Musical Vegan Corn. That's the last one. We're gonna keep watching.
How do you get by? They're too nice.
Eating plants. Animals are nice, I agree. Why would you harm an animal? What sort of farm does your parents have?
Beef farmer.
So they're being killed
Get out.
12 to 18 months old then they're sent out to slaughter, yeah.
Pretty much. Well, actually, we don't do that part. We just raise them up.
And then sell them to go to have people come ahead and have this, yeah. Do you mind that at all?
I don't take anything to do with it.
Do you eat it?
Do I look like a farmer?
Do you eat it?
Yeah, actually.
So then you are to do with it. It's supply and demand. Come on, you cannot tell me that taste is a justification for harming an animal when you can just eat something else instead. Being serious.
Being serious. There's something about his tone. There's something about his tone that like just lowers the defenses in people, I feel like. Just the way like he brought information like they're killed at 12 to 18 months and do you seriously think that's a justification? And he brought it in a way that's like it's not making them defensive at all. In my like the way I'm looking at this and the way I'm seeing her react to him asking that question, it doesn't feel like she's defensive. When like if you asked it in a serious manner, they would get defensive. There's something magical. There's something magical about Cliff Grant. Good night, awesome people. Someone donate more so I see Christina freak out when I watch tomorrow. You really liked that, didn't you? You really like seeing me freak out? Why? What's so fun about it? What's so good about it? He's got social skills. Yeah, he does. I'm still learning mine. 6, 9, corn. Oh, good night, Chip. See you this Sunday. I'll see you this Sunday at We the Free.
Well, you could, but
I'm challenging you now, but I am being
it
serious.
just doesn't seem as good to me.
What doesn't?
Like sitting down eating like a plant food based and rather.
Right.
Steak,
Well, let's say
let's see myself doing.
vegan food tastes really good, man. Believe me. But let's say it tastes 5 or 10% different. Does it justify shooting a cow in the head and cutting their throat for?
Is Jeremy still here? Because this is what Jeremy would argue. Let's say vegan food tasted like 5% or 10% different. Or worse. Like different or worse. There are different things. I would say vegan food tastes different. It doesn't necessarily taste worse than non-vegan food. But let's say it tastes 10% worse. Do you think that 10% of difference is worth what the cows have to go through to get on your plate? That's a really it's a really honest, genuine question. Love it. Love it. Can't wait for June 11th. What is happening June 11th? It's not Juneteenth. No, it's not. I have no idea. Tell me.
To me, yeah.
That's mad, man. We're never going to agree. I just think that's bad. Justify it too. justify me how it's okay to harm an animal for taste and nothing else.
We've been doing it for so long. We're just so used to it. It's
Fine,
just normal.
We've been
Okay, ancestors though.
It's something I can live with. Whereas in the likes of China or the killing the dogs, that's something I don't feel is right. But then,
Man, do you see the hypocrisy in that
but then
position?
they would see it wrong over here for us killing cows.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
You can't win.
You can win.
But not everyone's going to stop.
Yeah, but if you think something's wrong, then you abstain from it, right? So if you think racism is bad, you don't be racist. If you think homophobia is bad and sexism is bad, you don't be part of it. If you think abusing and it is animal abuse, I don't care what anybody says. If kicking a dog's bad, then sticking a knife in a cow's throat for a non-necessary reason is even worse, is a stage further. So it's abuse. So if you think that's wrong, then why be part of it? Why not just eat something else instead or wear something else instead? Does that make any sense?
It makes sense, but just I'm not one for change. I like what I like, and that's it.
I know, man, but Jesus, that's do you know? Right, let me refer to one thing. Slavery, right?
Yeah.
Went on for like 400 years because people didn't want to change, even though it was wrong. So I understand that it's everything you've ever known and been taught and stuff. I was the same. I paid for it too, so I'm not.
Okay. This is good. So I thought he was just bringing in the slavery example. And that was just going to be like, this is, I mean, every activist brings this up. It's a very standard argument to make. Like, you know, we've been eating meat for thousands of years. We've also been doing slavery for 400 years. Like, but then he continues, he like expands on it. And he's like, I understand that this is what all you've ever known all your life. I understand that. I understand your perspective. He's showing empathy and understanding to this person he's talking to by saying that. He's also then bringing himself into it. Like, I was like that too. And then like diminishing, fuck, I forgot the word. Like lowering the amount of judgment that this guy is feeling from Cliff's side, basically. Like, I used to do it too. I understand what you're feeling and like I understand, but etc. Basically, I don't know my vegan anniversary, like some vegan orphan. I know my vegan anniversary is September 1st. I went vegan on September 1st. Yeah, when I moved out of my parents' house, almost 2.5 years ago. It was 2.5 years ago. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, it was National Corn on the Cob Day, June 11th. Are you going to do a special video for that? Are you going to send me some corn? Please send me some buttery corn. Sorry.
But once you start to think about, I can just eat a vegan burger instead, or a vegan sausage instead, or I can wear a fake leather coat instead, or fake leather shoes instead. Well, I genuinely, I know you're joking about it and whatever, but I don't see that it can be justified to harm an animal when you don't need to.
Well, no, it can't be, but it can't be justified. It obviously shouldn't be done, but we're just so used to that way of living that we just accept it. So that's just.
And I was
okay. So this is also a social conformer, like the guy we watched in Chip's video. He's basically saying, yeah, I know it's wrong. I know it shouldn't be done. Obviously, it's wrong, but everyone does it. Everyone has done it for a really long time. That's a social conformer. Let's look in the Bible of Veganism, guys. The Bible of Vegan Arguments that Ed put out a couple weeks ago. He has a chapter on the social conformer. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Page 77. Let's go. What do we say to a person like this? This is turning into a book club, guys. So the different arguments he has lined out. The first one is, oh fuck. Everyone eats animal products is the first argument. Second argument is it's legal to eat animal products. That's less of what this guy is saying. Then veganism is too extreme. It's another argument this person would make. It's cultural to eat animal products. This was a really specific one. Vegans have high recidivism rates. Recidivism rates is like people don't stay vegan for long or whatever. But let's read the first part. Let's read the part on everyone around me eats animal products, because that is what this guy is saying. That is the crux of social conformism. As the saying goes, okay, I'm gonna make myself a bit bigger. As the saying goes, if everyone around you jumped off a bridge, would you? If everyone around you went to see elephants being forced to perform in a circus, would that make animal circuses moral? Social conformity is undeniably a significant driver of human behavior, but the idea that we should do something because it's what the majority of people do is obviously a very dangerous thing to think. The bandwagon effect can lead to all manner of atrocities and abuses as it places the moral authority in the hands of the majority simply because they are the largest group. The questions of what is right can, of course, be in alignment with what the majority believe. The fact that the majority of people in the UK think that women should have the right to vote is such an example. It is also, incidentally, an example of how societal attitudes can change and of how something that was once considered socially acceptable, the disenfranchisement of women, can become rightfully derided and thought of as being wrong. However, what is right is not always in alignment with what the majority believe, animal suffering being one example. That said, I strongly believe that the principles of veganism already align with the values of society. If you asked most people if they think our food systems should reduce suffering and death and be as sustainable as possible, they would say yes. That is what veganism and a plant-based diet are, an attempt to create a more sustainable and ultimately more ethical food system. So that's interesting, that what he's saying. So he's arguing, like, actually, these are all values that people already hold. We just haven't implemented them yet, and that is what veganism is trying to do. That's a different way of seeing veganism, as more conformist than you would actually think it is. So although most people would probably tell you that they were against veganism, if you interrogated their principles, you would find they were actually in agreement with what veganism is trying to achieve. However, getting people to line up their actions with their principles is where the problem lies. This is why it's important that we make informed and principled choices, as simply doing something because others do it can lead us into performing incredibly cruel and immoral acts. So by becoming educated citizens, we can marry our values with our actions and encourage others to do the same too. And that's the end of the story, and they all lived happily ever after. Yeah, so that's what Ed would say. I would say a similar thing. Let's see what Cliff does.
The same way, and up until I was 19 or 20 years old, I was paying for all the same things too. I just have information now that I didn't have before.
I was like that too.
I've been on farms, I've been in slaughterhouses, and I've seen it all. And I don't think there's any justification for any of it at all. You know, I've done vigils at slaughterhouses. Where are you guys from? You don't mind me asking? Right, so I'm Ballymena. There's a pig slaughterhouse in Ballymena called Cranswick Country Foods. You might not even know this, even though your parents are in the industry. It's a pig slaughterhouse, right? Do you know what we do to those pigs when they get there? When they go into the slaughterhouse, do you know how we dispose of them? No. Gas chambers. Gas chambers. They're gassed. And I've been there and stood and watched and listened to those animals screaming. They say that is the most humane method in animal agriculture to dispose.
He's really okay. So now Cliff is speaking from a really emotional, personal perspective, which is also a very effective thing to do as an activist. Talk about your own experience. Like, I've been to slaughterhouses, I've been to vigils, I've experienced this, I've seen these animals. This is what it was like. And really try to immerse people in that experience by talking about it from your own perspective. I really like that. That's really good.
Of animals is to put them in a CO2 gas chamber. I've stood and listened to them screaming. I've seen them pull their limbs off trying to get out. It's flipping around this, man. So I don't want to pay for that. If that was a dog, you'd be there doing vigils too, right? And you'd be there too saying, that's wrong. So why is it okay to do that to a pig and not to a dog? That's why I'm here.
It's just the way we've got used to living.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, you've been brought up with it, and it's habit as one, traditions another, convenience and taste. But if you break those things down, convenience, vegan food in every shop, supermarket now.
Give me a second.
Give
me a second. Wait, go back. The captions put He said vegan food, but it says bacon food in the in the captions. That's really funny to me. There's bacon food in every shop. Sorry, Cliff, that your Irish accent is not picked up very well by the YouTube captions. That sucks. That sucks. It's really misconstruing your argument here. Gosh.
Supermarket now. Tradition, you know, is it worth stabbing turkeys in the neck just because it's Christmas when you can just eat something else? Taste, pleasure.
It comes down to the fact of the likes of her dad. If we stop killing cows and making steaks,
Yeah.
how is he going to put food on the table for his farm?
Right, I
He's
get it.
gonna lose money on that.
I get it.
Because we're so used to that way of living.
I'm not anti-farmer, by the way. I want you to understand
You're
that.
just anti
Because I need farmers to produce food.
Yeah.
Because I need to eat as well.
Yeah.
So I want farmers to do arable farming. Believe it or not, when I was young, Northern Ireland was full of crops. But beef farming and dairy farming are so profitable now that it's more profitable than arable farming because they're subsidised by the government. So the government is also to blame. So I would like the government to subsidise arable farming and do away with the animal farming. The way I would say it to you is, so right, the arms industry is one example. There's loads of people working in the arms industry creating bombs and bullets and guns and stuff, but I wouldn't think that we have to
We would have been our
shoot innocent people or drop bombs on innocent people just so it keeps somebody in a job. So I don't think it's right to.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, I would say. How long am I going to be live for? Probably until I finish this video, some chatting afterwards. So, I don't know, like half an hour to an hour? I really don't know. However long you guys want me to go on for, because I am a woman of the people. I'm a woman of the beans. Sorry. For all the AI work Google does, I'm surprised YouTube subtitles are still so bad. Yeah. YouTube was gonna add this like function where you can like translate the audio of a video and you can like play different audio tracks, just like Netflix does with like the different dubs and stuff. I don't know if that's gonna work though. That seems really interesting. By Dabine. Yes.
Harm innocent animals just because it keeps somebody in a job. Everybody can do something else. I've had multiple jobs in my lifetime, and just because you've done one thing for your whole life doesn't mean to say you have to continue doing it. And there's many farmers have transitioned away from animal farming to from animal to arable farming. So it is possible. And I understand it's difficult. I'm not. I understand it would be difficult for your dad, but there are groups out there who help farmers transition away from it to another thing, you know?
Yeah, and one of those groups is Vegans Support the Farmers. Christina finna do a long boy. Yeah, I always do long boys. No short boys here. No short kings. Sorry. I don't know. I always go for long when I do a live stream. I don't know. I like the experience. But yeah, Vegan Support the Farmers is a new initiative that Animal Rising is starting in the in the UK, which is really interesting. I can show you guys. Give me a second. Where is it? Here we go. Vegan Support the Farmers. What is Vegan Support the Farmers about? Oh, our mission. Vegan Support the Farmers is an animal rising project backing farmer-led demands to transform our broken food system, along with fundraising to support the mental health of farmers suffering due to it. That's true because farmers have like a really high suicide rate, and that sucks. So that's something, yeah. From the Vegan Support the Farmers and Animal Rising in general, they talk from this perspective of we need to fix our broken food system. It's broken in terms of exploiting animals. It's also broken in terms of like slaughterhouse workers, domestic violence issues, also farmers with the high suicide rates. Like all of these things stacked together, it's all broken, right? And they talk about it from this perspective, which I think is really interesting and quite effective. What similar organization do we have in the Netherlands? I don't think I know about it. Right. Our goal is to create an allyship between vegans and farmers, shift the way in which the media pits vegans against farmers. That is like a huge problem in with when vegans are in the news. Like we're anti-farmer. Like we're not. No, we're not. We're against animal exploitation, not against farmers specifically. And make progress towards solutions to fix our food and farming systems together. I think that's a really good pitch. Even as a carnist, you would be behind that, right? A fair price for farmers. Supermarkets and suppliers must pay farmers a decent price for their products, which can cover cost of production and provide a livable wage. Grow more food. Imports down. So they are pro-local, which is like the phrase like more local food, we should support our local farmers is thrown around. Like, yes, we should support our local farmers. Support our local plant farmers. Easy solution, guys. The government to implement policies that increase our national homegrown produce and move away from trade deals to import cheap food. Agree. It's specifically from a UK perspective, though, so it's not really active anywhere else yet. It just started out anyway. Help donate to our fundraiser that aims £100,000, Jesus Christ, to help farmers with their mental health. So this, I think, what's good about this is both like it supports mental health. I'm always pro mental health in any case, and it shifts the image, the public image of vegans being like hating farmers. No, we don't. Like. And like a lot of the problems vegans have in the vegan community and the animal rights movement, it's like it's a public image problem. This is helping with that, I feel like. Oof, looks like my 5'7" self doesn't fit in the long boy discussion. Hey, I've always dated, like the guys I've dated were not very, like none of them were very tall. I feel like tall men intimidate me. I don't know. I'm 5'4". So you would be taller than me anyway, so I don't really give a shit, honestly. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. It helped several farmers change already, apparently. Okay, that's cool. But what is the Dutch equivalent, though? I wish Animal Rising would tell people that their actions are immoral more often. Well, yeah, but like this is a strategy that they're employing. Yes, they are like an ethically vegan organization, but they are employing a certain strategy to get to the end goal quicker, like in a more effective way. And so maybe telling someone and like going on TV and saying like all animal product consumers, non-vegans are carnists, they are bad people, they are immoral. Like, sure, you're getting a message across, but are they going to change after that? Or are they just going to hate you? That's the question. I don't think it's a good idea to refuse to help plant farmers in poorer parts of the world get out of extreme poverty. That's also an interesting point. I hadn't thought about that. They could integrate that into their ideas. Girls used to laugh at me. For what? For being short? That sucks. I was once a small carny boy until I became a thick vegan boy. And that's the glow up we all need. Mike. Yeah, so you can't send a link in the chat unless you're a moderator. I think I'm okay with just Kane being a moderator, so just send in the title of whatever you're trying to send. I can look it up myself. Yeah. When I used to move to them, they used to laugh. What? When you used to move towards girls, they would laugh at you for moving? That's insane. That doesn't sound quite real. I mean, I got bullied for having an Android instead of an iPhone, so I guess teenagers do be crazy. But that's insane. That's really weird. That's really weird. Oh god. Anyway. Vegans. Information for vegans. We are vegans, so this is the information that we need. Farmers are a fundamental part of our society. Yep. They grow our food and manage our landscape. Financial stress, social isolation, long hours, and feeling undervalued are issues most farmers face, so it's no wonder working in the agricultural sector are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than the general population. That's what I said. Many of the challenges are a result of poor government policies and the power of supermarkets. So I love this. I love that we have a common enemy. Both vegans and farmers, we both hate the government. Well, we both hate the government. Did you get an iPhone? No, I didn't. I still have an Android. The site is called Biocyclische Vegan Landbouw. Biocyclical vegan agriculture. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Huh. Oh, it's been active for 2 years? Oh, I think I know one of the farms in this. The no shit food movement. They're like the no shit. There's a no shit farm in the Netherlands, and they grow plants without using animal fertilizer, so they are fully vegan as a farm. Really cool stuff. I really want to visit there, but that's what I know about about that. Move is talk to them and try to get them to like me. Oh, so when you're trying to flirt with them. Well, to be fair, sometimes like intentional flirting is kind of like cringy. You know what I mean? I've caught myself like when I tried to flirt with someone. I don't do it very often, but when I have tried, it just feels like weird and like uncomfortable, awkward. So, but that's like if they laughed at you in a mean-spirited way, that's mean. That's rude. Hate the government. Have you ever studied anarchism? I haven't studied anarchism. I don't know whether I'm pro anarchism. I don't know much about political theory and like communism and all this stuff in the leftist space. I have not really read into it very much. I have a lot of friends who identify as anarchists or anarcho-communists. Well, not very close friends, but like I know people. I know people who are into that. I don't know enough about it to really have a strong opinion about it. But I don't necessarily like the government very much. So that's kind of where I'm at. Check out Larkin Rose and Mark Passio. Sounds interesting. Are they authors? They're authors? Interesting. Oh, it's a Dutch author. Larkin Rose and Mark Passio. Interesting. I'll check those out. That does look interesting. Why did you decide to make content in multiple languages? Because I wanted to. I don't really have a reason for it. I mean, I do think there should be more outreach in more languages and like we should branch out. There's so much content in English. I just think there should be more content in other languages. I know a couple like Germans who are already doing outreach in Germany and recording it. But sometimes I just walk up to people on the street. They start talking to me in Dutch and I just go along with it and I record it. I want to upload it and then I just add subtitles, put it on YouTube, right? By the way, manually making subtitles, there's a rant about this. Give me a second. Manually creating subtitles takes such a long time. Like Dutch, it doesn't, like even with automatic subtitling software, doesn't really pick it up very well. So I need to do it manually and it sucks. It takes so long. I wouldn't recommend it. But since I'm going to put it on YouTube and I have a predominantly like English speaking audience, need to subtitle it. I don't mind. Like it's better, the video is better for it in the end. But it does suck that I have to do it. And I recorded this like 35-minute outreach conversation that's really interesting, in which I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to upload it at some point. But it's 35 minutes. I need to subtitle 35 minutes. It's going to take me like hours of work, like 24 hours. Like it's going to take me so long. I hate thinking about it already. Anyway, that's my short little rant over. Wouldn't even have to flirt. I'd just walk up to them and they'd start laughing. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Probably super late for you to come on Jeffrey Phillips' Friday vegan group therapy stream. There's vegan group therapy streams? That sounds so wholesome and nice. You can reach a wider audience beyond English. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Although most of my audience is US or UK based. And then the Netherlands is a third country, and then maybe Canada or Germany. I don't know. Or Australia? Question mark. Jeffrey is a vegan anarcho-capitalist and mostly vegans and mostly libertarianish people on that stream. Also some people who deny the moon landing stuff. That sounds entertaining, at least. Make an automatic one first and then correct the mistakes. No, actually that takes more work because it's so inaccurate that you spend more time actually correcting it than you would have just making it yourself. So also the timestamps don't work well. They don't. So I prefer just doing it myself. Anyway, come on the group therapy stream. I need to look into this. What is this? Vegan group therapy stream. If I just Google it. What is this? Jeffrey Phillips. I've never heard of Jeffrey Phillips. Who is he? Like I felt like I knew everyone in the vegan YouTube space, but I don't. But I guess he's more like a political YouTuber? Question mark? No idea what this is. Oh, he has one, but the special guest is Chris Hines. It's coming out in 2 days. I might check it out. I'm not promising anything, but I might check it out. He used to be a member of Hollywood Undead. What? Really? That's interesting. Oh, he debated Garland Farms. Oh, I might remember that. It was like a few months back or something. Yeah, Chris Hines is awesome. Anyway, what am I doing? We're getting okay. So blah blah blah. Vegan support the farmers. They stand for non-violence. They stand for why does the media frame us as opponents? Why are we fundraising? Yeah, so check them out. It's a cool animal rising campaign. Would recommend it. And just following Animal Rising on anything that they do. Like, they have such cool stuff in the works, like with plant-based universities, and now Vegan Support the Farmers, and other projects that they're working on. Like, they're great. They're so great. They're doing amazing. And I feel honored to be a part of it as a coordinator of my own plant-based universities team here in Utrecht. But we were going to finish the Cliff Grant video. I keep getting distracted. Why does it feel like I have ADHD? Some of my friends have told me that I might have ADHD. I can't confirm nor deny. But hey, I can email you a link to how to do your captions way easier in the different languages. Should save you time. Email. You can find my email. I think it's in my channel description. You can contact me there. I would like to know if there's a effective method. But I think like the one that I used, I just feel like the mic didn't pick up the voice enough for the captions to be accurate at all. Like it just skips several lines of dialogue and it's like a whole thing. But yeah, thank you. Send me an email. I'll see if it works. Thank you. As an atheist, I sometimes try to convince my Christian friends and family they should go vegan on theological grounds. Thoughts? I've talked about this before, but like with my family specifically, it's really useless. It's just useless. Like for me, arguing with a religious person is trying to dismantle two ideologies at once, and it's just too much work. And it's just not. Most of the time, it doesn't have any use. Like with my family, I've used the argument, like I've used Jesus Christ's teachings, like love one another, like treat others as you would like to be treated, like the golden rule, like all of these concepts. I've also brought up the idea that the Garden of Eden was originally vegan and that was God's like ideal paradise, and that we're working towards that now, and veganism should be included in that. And when it comes to Mormonism specifically, which is my family is Mormon, I grew up Mormon, in their in one of their books, the Doctrine and Covenants, like where all the food rules are, it basically states that you should eat meat like sparingly, only in times of famine. Only in times of famine. There has not been a famine in my lifetime, but my family eats meat like 3 times a day. So they don't care. Like they don't care. I'm not, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if most people have ADHD. Yes, but I don't know. I know a ton of Christian vegans. There's so many pro-vegan scripts in the Bible. I know. But most of the Christians that I know, which are like very, very strict fundamentalists, Mormons, doesn't work on them, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure it works on some Christians. I'm saying it's like a case by case basis, person by person. Everyone's different, of course. But in my experience, like you have to do twice the work because you have to like. It feels like you have to dismantle 2 different ideologies at once, and it's just too much for me. Then ask them if that means one would have to interpret the Bible from a place of love and compassion. I've had the whole conversation. They do not budge a single bit, even when I ask those questions. Like, I have tried with people on the street. I mostly get a lot of Muslims on the street, and I don't know enough about Islam to really argue confidently from their perspective. Some people are more understanding than others. But yeah, but my family specifically is just not, they're not going to budge. On Christmas, I spoke with my uncle who is very, very Christian, even preaches lines and such during family events, and I think I got a lot of headway with him. He just has the God gave them to us ingrained into him, right? I think it's just time. It's all haram. It's all haram. Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah. No, religion is a tricky topic. Like, I don't know. Like, there's been some conversations on the street where I've just asked people to leave religion out of it. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Like, I don't really know. You could then argue that God had no other choice but to allow meat eating due to how relying on just crops means they'll just die of famine, but God created rules of compassion for us to judge it by. I could argue. I probably argued something similar at the time. My parents are just, I'm not gonna, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's just like, no. That's been my experience too. Most of them kind of agree with the arguments, but they don't care enough to change the diet. My parents didn't even agree with the arguments. They just stood firmly in the same place as they've always stood. And I'm the child, and I can't know better than they do, obviously. And I can't disapprove of the way that they've raised me because they can't make mistakes. They're perfect parents, obviously. I'm not even religious. I say it's the universe energy we live by. Could be. That's, yeah. When it was no longer needed for survival, yeah. That's nice. Usually ask, is it mandatory to eat animals to get into heaven? That mostly moves the convo along. Yeah, I don't think I've asked that specific question. But maybe I could. That's a good one. I think it's seeds we're planting and sowing, and it's just time when that shift actually takes place, then they'll be like, oh, yeah. You know, most of the conversations that we have with people are planting seeds. People are not going to change through just one conversation. That's very unlikely. But it's just like you've got them one step further along that path, you know? But then again, it puts more work on us activists to make change when they can just change themselves. It's always going to be work. It's always going to be hard. But, you know, as an activist, you get them like maybe 5% closer to veganism, and then the next person or the next documentary or whatever gets them another 5% or 10% closer, and it's a process, and one that you don't really see, you know? So sometimes as an activist, you might feel like you're not making any progress, like, oh, I didn't make anyone go vegan today. I'm a failure. But that's not how that works. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know what happens when they go home. So just stay hopeful, stay optimistic, believe in yourself, and be proud of yourself. Like, you're dedicating your life to this, or at least part of your life, or your free time. Like, that's huge. That's huge. Not everyone would do that, and not everyone does, obviously. Yeah.
So, for me personally, I don't think it justifies keeping somebody in a job if they're doing something that I believe is really wrong. You know, and I've been, I've been in the beef cow slaughterhouses too. I see those cows.
Oh, I love how he just gently shifted his language. He said beef slaughterhouse, and then he corrected himself to say cow slaughterhouse to personify the animals. I like that, like, subtle but noticeable shift of perspective. I hope they notice it too. Or they'll tell me veganism is my new religion. My parents told me that. They probably still think that, honestly, but I haven't talked to them in a couple months. So, yeah.
That's fucking terrible what they have to go through just so you can eat a burger or something, and you can just eat a plant-based burger instead. Any thoughts on that?
No, you kind of left me speechless there, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, okay, cool. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you being open. I know you're like, I'm out here all the time, okay, and loads of people I talk to in Northern Ireland know a farmer, their dad's a farmer, their uncle's a farmer, Jimmy down the road's a farmer, and I get it, man. I'm not saying all farmers are bad people. I don't see the farmers any worse as the person paying for it at the end of the day. Farmers are only producing what people buy. So if you buy sausage in a shop, then farmers are going to produce pork, and pigs are going to have to go to gas chambers. You can just go down to Nutmeg down there, or Tesco's over there, and buy London McCartney sausages at the same price, and they taste exactly the same, or a little tiny bit different. I wouldn't say they're worse or better, you know.
Well, we'll definitely give one a try sometime. What do you think?
I don't think you'll try it.
Try it.
We'll see.
Man, I'm going to give you a card before you go. I appreciate you stopping. 1 wee second, I won't keep you. I'm not staying here too long today. It's absolutely freezing, Baltic cold.
Yeah, it is freezing. So we've watched two activists today in the freezing cold, both Chip, Vegan Power Lab, and Cliff Grant right now. Like, beans in the chat for them, for anyone who goes out in the cold, advocates for animals. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for doing what you do, despite the circumstances, despite all these things, the weather, anything. So, beans in the chat. I don't see any beans in the chat yet. Please put some beans in the chat. Okay. Satan, I know exactly what I'll do. I'll convince them to stop torturing innocent beings. Oh, how terrible. The demons are behind this. It's Satan. My parents, when I left the church, my parents genuinely thought, or even before that, when I was questioning the church, my parents thought the devil was taking over my body. Like, genuinely. Like, they told me they feel like demonic influences in me because I was having questions. Because I was asking questions, guys. It's demonic. It's demonic. I swear to God. ASMR. Sorry, I'm not doing that again. You can say, veganism is my way to show compassion. Since your religion is all about compassion, I can understand you viewing my idea as similar. Because I know you care about your religion. Would you like to show compassion as well? And they'll probably say, oh, but we show compassion in other ways. And whatever. And the animals will go to heaven anyway. Like, Christians will justify a lot of bad things by saying, but like, oh, everything will be better in the afterlife. And they'll just throw it over there. And it's just like, what am I going to do about that? Yikes. Yeah, yikes. Like, my sister, when I left the church, my sister asked my parents, is Christina going to hell now? And their answer was, probably, yeah. That was the reaction to their firstborn daughter, me. Leaving the church, leaving a church, thinking differently from them. That's how they reacted. Like, that's crazy. Is it not? I can't imagine having a child and thinking that way about them. Just saying. I made a sticker t-shirts that says Jesus was vegan, fun conversation starter. But they'll probably bring up like the fish and the bread and whatever. La 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 la. While my parents were insane Christians, they pretty much just gave up and said nothing about it. That's a better outcome, I would say. Well, yeah, I would prefer that. Personally, I would prefer that. But yeah.
I'm not out here trying to be an asshole, by the way, to catch people out. I'm out here, I am an animal rights activist, and I'm trying to help animals, and that's all I'm trying to do. So I'm not judging anybody, because I used to pay for it too. So this is my card. But I'm going to ask you to watch one thing on here. See a speech at the bottom?
Yeah.
It's 30 or 40 minutes long on YouTube, free to watch. And it sounds, I don't know if you watch speeches or any of that stuff. Speeches sound pretty boring to me, but I watched that, and it is literally the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That guy is unbelievable. So if I've given you something to
Gary
think about,
Yourofsky. Gary Yourofsky is a legend. He's legendary. I kind of wish I could meet him at some point. But yeah. Great conversation. I love how he ends it with like, hey, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm here just for the animals. I'm here just trying to help animals. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the animals. Great end of conversation. Great end point. Like, I know the Dutch word afsluiter. I don't know what the English version of that is. Leon, help me out here, please.
watch that and see how you go.
Sounds good. We can stick it on while we put it on the dartboard.
Do it. Do it. What's your name, folks?
Michael.
Nicole.
Pleased to meet you, man. I'll do it. Fast bump.
I was like, are we shaking hands? Are we like fist bumping? Like, the awkwardness is palpable. I love that. Finale? No, it's not finale. It's not finale. It's close though. It's close. I don't know. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna think of it. I just have to let it go. When I forget words so often because I know 3 languages fluently, but that means I forget more words than the average person in the language I happen to be speaking in. So whether it be English, Dutch, or Spanish, forget so many words. Like sometimes I forget the word for sink. I forget the word for like everyday objects that you need to know. I feel stupid, but that's just how it works. And the brain just sometimes forgets random shit. And it sucks, but it's just, you gotta live with that, I guess.
Hopefully that's not being recorded. That'll be a wee bit.
Thanks for stopping.
I like
We'll do that.
bump, yeah.
Have a good day, folks.
Did he say hopefully it's not being recorded? Anyway, yeah. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Cliff, for this outreach that you're doing. Conclusion could be it, but it's not the exact word that I'm looking for. But stop. Leon, it's fine. You don't have to find the word for me, okay? But thank you so much, Cliff. He's not in the chat right now, but like I really appreciate the work that he does. I think there's a lot we can learn from him. I hope that I've pointed out certain things that I like in his style. I hope that you guys have been able to learn from it a little bit. Yeah. God, and that was the last thing I prepared for today. Actually, I only prepared the 2 videos and we've been going for over 2.5 hours. Like, I just talk a lot. I think that's it. I think that's the problem. I think I just talk a lot. Which is not a good or a bad thing, actually. I feel like I have like this subconscious shame about that because as a child or as a teenager, I was told that I talk too much and now I'm self-conscious about that. But there's power in being like upfront, honest, able to express your opinion like without fear of embarrassment or confrontation, and just like being strong and confident in your own opinion and perspective. You know what I mean? So that's sorry, that's a bit of a tangent. But yeah, Anything anyone else would want to see? Do you have any video recommendations? Do you guys want to just like call it quits for today? I talk too little. Don't be ashamed of being an inexperienced talker. Yeah. No one? No one has anything anything to say? Anything to suggest at this point? I'll give it a minute or something. Otherwise, I'll just shut the stream off. But yeah, it's been a good 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thank you guys for sticking here. This is Eichel here in the background. Eichel is my little hedgehog. A hedgehog stuffed animal. Love him. It's the sweetest, cutest thing. Yeah, I think everyone's winding down a bit. So I'll just I think I'll shut it down then. It's been real, folks, says Jeremy. It has been real indeed. At the end of the day, corn. Is that a Les Mis reference? At the end of the day, there's another day over. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a struggle, it's a war, and there's nothing that anyone's giving. One more day standing about, what is it for? One day less to be living. I love musicals, guys. They're like my second favorite thing. I don't know. What is the best way to set up a 3-minute movie table? Okay, so the way we do it, we have these like camping tables that you can like roll up. So like you have it's hard to explain, but like we have these tables that we can like bring in a backpack and set up. Basically, they're very cool. And then we basically put on these we have these boxes that are open on one side, and we put the laptops in them. And the laptops have plugs like headphones attached to them. People can sit down. We also bring chairs. We have chairs. It's a lot of stuff to bring. We have like a whole cart to put it in, but it works. And then we have the banner on the table that says like the 3-minute movie challenge. We have the signs that say watch a video, win a prize. We also have VR headsets sometimes when Chip is there, because Chip has VR headset, which is really cool. And I think the VR headsets are the most effective form to experience that in. But the laptops also work pretty well, I would say. But what specifically is the question? Because I think like all the supplies like we bought, like the banner was already designed, the signs were already designed. They just like shipped them to us, or we, it was a thing. But like We the Free will just tell you how to do it. Like they'll just explain it to you. If you sign up and to become an organizer, they'll explain everything to you. It's really not that complicated, especially if you have other people to support you in like bringing all the stuff. I think that's the hardest part, is bringing all the supplies, because it's a lot. Hedgehogs are a libertarian symbol. Really? Why? Honestly, I'm quite jealous of people who can talk naturally. I just compensated by trying to make arguments, but it's still hard. Yeah, it's just, it's both something you practice, and like I haven't always been this natural at talking. I used to be very, very shy. Now I'm less shy, but it really depends on the situation. You know what I mean? I'm quite comfortable talking to a camera. I don't know. But for some people, it's not for some people. It is for other people. Depends. But I think to some extent, it is a skill that you can build. Yeah. See, that is a musical reference. The internet is for corn, but with a P. I think that's from that puppet musical. Fuck, what was it called? With a song that goes like, everyone's a little bit racist today. Oh, I love that. But what was it called? I'm just gonna Google racist puppet musical, and it's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. Avenue Q. It did pop up. That's Avenue Q. They have a song in it that says the internet is for porn, and it's hilarious. Like, there are bootleg versions of this musical online. It's called Avenue Q. Go watch it if you haven't, because it's a good laugh. I have a Jesus was vegan argument video on my channel. Oh, cool. Might check that out then. After the stream. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Do you talk to them while they watch the video? No, we don't. They sit down with the headphones, watch the video for 3 minutes by themselves, listening to the sounds, and there's narration. I think we have one video with just the Dominion footage and narration, and one video with like overlaid with Gary Yourofsky's speech that one of our team members made, which is also very interesting, with only Dutch footage, using only Dutch footage. Really effective, really nice. Small TVs. That could work, but I prefer people actually sitting down to watch for like an amount of time by themselves with sound. I think the audio is really important. The internet is for corn. Why'd you think the net was born? Corn, corn, corn. Yeah. I did my first Wait the Free last weekend, but it was everyone's first time, and our setup wasn't the best. I mean, no one's first time is great. Sorry. No, but like you learn, like maybe the first time isn't too great. Then you're organizing an event like this, and you just get better. You learn. You can reach out to me and other organizers. Like I'm sure you have, like you're in the Facebook group with other organizers. You could reach out to anyone with more experience to ask questions, and we're here to help each other. You know. And by the way, sorry. Cool that you're organizing. Cool that you're organizing. We need more people. So really appreciate you putting in hard work. You know, it can be stressful, it can be tough, but we appreciate it, and the animals appreciate it. So I just want you to feel appreciated. While I now know it was from them, I know the internet is for porn first from the World of Warcraft video ages ago. I don't know that. Porcupines don't attack others, but fuck up those who don't leave them alone. Oh, okay. I see how that is a bit libertarian, I guess. What do you think of DXC? I don't know enough about DXC to really like. DXC does like the direct action. Like, I know about the open rescue stuff. That's part of DXC, as far as I know. Pretty cool. It's good what they're doing. I think it also gains a lot of media attention, which is important as well. It is disruptive, which I think is largely a good thing. And especially what Wing Chun is doing with trying to legalize open rescue is really interesting, like also from a legal perspective and like a larger like systemic perspective. Like I think direct action is a really cool, really good tool to lead to more systemic changes, I guess I would say. But I don't know enough about it. Yeah, so I'll need to look into it more. They actually covered the World of Warcraft video on RTL News decades ago. Really? Why? Was it a slow news day? I'm not the organizer, but a helper. Right. Yeah, well, still appreciate you. I enjoy, I appreciate my helpers, my team members as well for helping me set things up, get the ball rolling, and doing the outreach and stuff. I can sense myself getting a little tired, guys. It's been going for 3 hours. We got 3 hours of legends in this stream. And 260 euros was donated to me, guys. That's still crazy. Like that's not real. That's not real money, right? Is it? God, I don't know. I can pay back the laptop I bought that was stolen from me. Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna start shutting this down. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a certified long boy. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was valuable to you. If it was, please like, please subscribe, keep watching. Consider donating to me if you find my work valuable. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Money is a social construct. I know. I think they do. I think they do. Yeah. It's in the Netherlands, by the way. But thank you guys so much for coming. I'll be closing down. I hope to see you in the next one. Please watch the video I posted today, my outreach video. I think it was pretty good. Give me feedback on it. Leave a comment. And peace. Peace, everyone.